but
People do be smoking the Charger crack. That's true. All right, we are
and
live. We're
yeah,
live, baby.
go ahead.
Let's get it. Today we're doing our top 120 fantasy football picks. Going through the first. How many rounds is that? Fucking 10 rounds, pretty much. First 10 rounds of the draft, depending on what kind of league you're in. I think we got some hot takes. We're here with Christian. We're here with Cade, and it's gonna be a good time. Um, so buckle up. If you follow our advice, I guarantee you will win your fantasy
100%
football
win rate.
league this season. All right, I think I have my. Um, I'm sharing my stream. Yeah, okay, we're good. Boom.
We
All right.
also we already did the first round. Like we might just go through it real quick again.
I mean, first
But
round's pretty solid. I think depending besides like the 11, 12, I can see being weird.
Yeah, I think.
Also, we're
Or
mostly
if people
same
have
divisions there.
favorites.
also for us, like we're in a 14-man.
Yeah,
So,
we're in a 14.
We're going based off of a 12-man league. So
Yeah,
up to
exactly.
12 is the first round, and then 13 is the 2.1. So
Yep.
just saying. But ours is a little bit weird because we're in a 14-man league, so things get a little bit complicated.
Things will be a little complicated, but they're gonna be good. I mean, we're gonna have
I'm looking forward to it.
Same here. I mean, we've got some maybe some hot takes, maybe not. We'll see. I know that we're gonna have some deferring takes for sure between the three of us, and that's okay. That's exactly what we want. I will say real quick before I do anything, I think for some reason, yeah, okay, that's bizarre. I don't know why my microphone decided to change to my webcam. That's really annoying. Okay, there we go. Now it should be better. Boom, boom. Okay, we're good. All right. So let's start it off. Yeah, let's start from one, just because. You guys both have Bijan at 1, right?
Yeah.
Bijan or Gibbs, it doesn't matter. I think it's interchangeable.
Either one is like.
I have
really
Gibbs,
good.
so yeah, that's fair. I mean,
I would pick Gibbs, but that I don't care which.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I'm with you.
Like what people need to understand in this draft though is just like, no matter who you have at 3, we're talking about like an S++ tier is Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs. So you've probably never seen guys at this level. They're going to be scoring so many points. Like these are going to be 2 guys that are going to be scoring like the most points probably in fantasy history. Like it's if you have those 2 picks, you got to go Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs. Like,
and I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has like no shackles on anymore with Montgomery gone, so it's just I'm excited to see the explosion. That's it.
Even with the shackles, it was still like
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So hopefully he gets like a 40 bomb or something.
Yeah, so we've both got Bijan and Jahmyr at 1 and 2. Or well, all 3 of us, I should say, not both of us. 3, Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
And I again, I think this is interchangeable for 3 and 4 for me. I've got Puka and JSN.
Sure.
I think that's just, again, S++ wide receiver 1 for your team if you're looking to start there. I think we could see some leagues draft Puka or JSN number 1 overall, just depending on what, if somebody goes no running back first 5 rounds or something like that, that could be a strat. But overall, I think you're going to see Puka and JSN 3 and 4 interchangeably, depending on who they like better. I don't know what you guys think, but
I mean, and JSN. That's
go ahead.
Puka and JSN. They're top 2 wide receivers in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right now, I think a lot of people are probably going to go Jamar Chase at 3, but I think Puka just has shown that he's just better for fantasy right now.
Yeah, that's totally.
And I mean, if you want the consistency, JSN is your pick. And if you want like the big bombs and like number 1 targets, like go Puka. It's just whatever your play style, I guess, or who your favorite is.
Yeah. Who do you guys have at 5?
That's Jamar Chase.
There. Okay. Cade?
I have Jonathan Taylor at 5.
I also have Jonathan Taylor at 5. at RB3. But again, I think this is one of those situations where you could see this interchanged, 5 and 6, depending on who you want. You know, if you have more trust in Jonathan Taylor because he was injured for the end of the season last season, got some breaks, and you know they weren't going to him as much considering they knew they were out of the playoffs. I think that is a solid move. And Jamar Chase is going to have #1 target share in Cincinnati. The only thing you have to worry about is the line not allowing Joe Burrow to get that distribution out to him. But regardless, I don't think you could go wrong 5 and 6 there. But I'm assuming because you have Jamar Chase at 5, Christian, you have Jonathan Taylor at 6. Is that correct?
I have CMC at 6.
Oh, okay. Okay. Honestly, that's not a bad choice at 6 either, considering literally just how many things he can do. You know, he's literally all over the
and
place
also
all the
he's just
time.
gonna. I think he's just gonna be the main offense, honestly.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna run everything through him.
Yeah, there's
Like
not a
Mike
lot
Evans
of,
might get some attention the first couple of games if he can keep up, but I mean, Mike Evans is Mike Evans. So
There's not a lot of running backs that like the whole offense runs through.
No.
Like
and
I
yeah,
wouldn't
he
even
does
say,
everything. So
I wouldn't even say like that's how the Detroit Lions work with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is really good, but I wouldn't say the whole offense runs through him just because they also have Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams. But the San Francisco 49ers just feel like they run through Christian McCaffrey right now. Like that's just what they do.
and he played the whole season healthy, and he played really well or pretty
Yeah.
consistent for the most part.
Yeah.
So.
100%. So then let's go. So you have CMC at 6. Then Cade and I both have 5 and 6 the same. You have Jamar Chase too,
Yep.
right, Cade?
Yeah.
So then let's go to number 7. Christian, start off with number 7. Who do you got?
I got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown at 7. That's also who I have at 7.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean Amon-Ra's like peak consistency. Like he doesn't have the he's not gonna get you into that like I mean, I guess from the PPR standpoint, he'll probably get you around that 20 point per game, 18 to 20 point per game mark, but I mean he's probably the most consistent receiver in the league when talking about like getting above 15, 16 points. It's just like every week with him that he gets that. So him at 7 makes sense. I have Christian McCaffrey at 7. I have him a little bit lower down. I just think the running backs in the first round are just really valuable.
Yeah.
Right now. So that's kind of why I value Christian McCaffrey a little bit higher. Or I guess that's why Christian McCaffrey's at 7 for me. Not Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra's a little bit lower.
That's
and
fair.
he's even Amon-Ra is actually even a pick lower or 2 picks lower because I have him at 9 and James Cook is my 8 because of how much I'm valuing the running backs in the first round before we get into like the Ashton Jeanty you know situation you know when we move further down. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I just feel like the running backs feel really good to take here. But yeah, so I have Christian McCaffrey and then James Cook. Logan, what are you getting at 7 and 8?
I have Amon-Ra St. Brown at 7, and I've got Justin Jefferson at 8. Even though I don't like Kyler Murray, I think that he's going to bring more of a Sam Darnold-esque resurgence, but maybe not quite Sam Darnold-like. You know, he's gonna definitely get Justin Jefferson and like Hawkinson some looks, but he's not going to get them to the playoffs. He's not going to get them to a deep run in the playoffs if they even make the playoffs because that division is so competitive. But for fantasy value, I think he's going to do really, really well. I will also say, hot take, I think Kyler Murray is going to lead the league in picks, but he's also going to be top 5 in touchdowns thrown. I think he's going to have more of like a Jameis Winston 30 for 30 season as opposed to anything else. Also, Bacon Grease, thank you for sharing the live like 7 times. You're a goat. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Bacon Grease.
Let's go. Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson at 9 just makes sense for me for where I think all of these guys are going to go in that first round.
Yeah, I have JT at 8. I mean, hearing what you guys have been saying, like I think 6, 7, 8 you can interchange depending on your play style or what player gets picked. I think you can't go wrong. Um, and I don't know. For the only reason why I didn't think JT, I pushed him down a little bit just because Daniel Jones was gone. Didn't know when he was going to be back, but now he's officially back as of like yesterday from training camp or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe nothing changes, but and then yeah, at 9, I have Justin Jefferson, and although everything's like brand new with Kyler Murray and everything, I think he's just talented enough to get open. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Cade, who you have? You said you had CMC at 8,
CMC at 7, James Cook at 8.
right? Yeah.
I have James Cook there just because of how like high flying the Buffalo offense is, and even though you got
yeah,
Josh Allen taking a lot of the running, running yards and the rushing touchdowns, James Cook is still there. A lot of those are like sneaks or options, and a lot of times James Cook is going to get opportunity out of that. He gets some work in the pass game, but James Cook is he's such an efficient runner, and he's always kind of in that top 6, top 7 in the running backs, and he's for me like in fantasy consistency is key, and I feel like James Cook is just like a very
True.
he's kind of like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but the running back version. Like
he's super consistent
in there, and also like he he's not out a lot of games. Like he's not like Christian McCaffrey where he's you're just like are you gonna miss a whole season or what's going on? Like James Cook is always like pretty healthy, so that's also another thing that I like about James Cook and why I have him valued pretty high.
Real quick, now and later clips. I don't know what ATP Los Cabos means, but good luck. Yeah, see, I mean, CMC and James Cook. It's funny because you're valuing tennis. Okay, I was actually thinking tennis because ATP, but yeah, that should be fun. I feel like we are valuing running backs quite a bit higher than we have in previous years, which is cool because the resurgence of the running back in fantasy football and in general is upon us. Like we've got probably the most talented running back league than we've had in maybe the past 10 years right now. Especially with these like first 2 rounds, I don't think you can go wrong with any running back you take.
I think the other thing too, that like if you look further down, like yeah, we have like a stint, like I have a stint in here that's like Kyron, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, ETN, Javonte, but like once you get past there, once you get to like the Quinshon Judkins, it's like okay, I really am strapped for RBs right now. Like that it's really it gets quite scary once you get down into these later rounds. Like who are you going to pick for running back if you didn't pick running back
and even in the second round, which we'll get to?
Agree.
Yeah, so it gets pretty scary. Like once you get outside of the top like 15, you're like, okay, I genuinely don't have any good options right now.
In these drafts for this year at least, I think perennially we've seen people go no RB and just go wide receivers for the first 5 rounds. I don't think that's the strat this year, to be honest with you. I think you go no wide receiver first 3 rounds and go running backs. Honestly, if you're trying to,
I think it depends on position for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the people that have usually had the strategy of like getting a Jamar Chase and then going like later in the second round and picking up like Josh Allen or even getting like a tight end like Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
The running back after that, once you have to wait. And you start getting down to like pick, 42. It's like, okay, my RB1 is going to be David Montgomery. Like that doesn't feel very good.
No,
that doesn't feel very good at all.
The last thing you want to do is be stuck with, you have really good wide receivers and maybe a good quarterback in there. But if you get stuck with DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery, you're going to be strapped for running backs later in the season because those guys are probably not going to last with the workload that they're going to get, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, and like DeAndre Swift, I mean, Monungai might even take it. I mean, he looked really good last year. So,
yeah.
I mean, who knows? My 10 and 11, or I guess my 9 and 10, Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've kind of talked a lot about Kyler, but I think Kyler slept on. He's been in the
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
like the hardest division in
I believe the
football.
hype.
You know, Seattle Super Bowl last year. 49ers, you know, they have like they've had like 3 Super Bowl appearances in the past, 7 years. So it's just like it's just a hard division.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kyler's better than what he gets credit for. And I think
Yeah.
with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Juwan Jennings, Jesus Christ, that is a lot of J's. Yeah, like, yeah, I think he's like in a really good spot right now to succeed. So
Yeah.
and I like Justin Jefferson because I mean you never really think of Justin Jefferson as like a super insane deep threat, but with Kyler's scrambling ability, I think we could see a different side of
I
Justin
think it could
Jefferson
work.
this year.
I think it could work. I'm
Yeah,
optimistic. I'm not just like smoking that copium pack, but I think I think they'll be surprised.
yeah.
JC Crocs 25. Thank you for the follow. He asks Saquon, Hampton, or Ginty. We are not really on the Hampton bandwagon here. We've got him quite lower than all of the other people for ADP.
That's a hard one for me between.
I think Saquon takes it just because of
Yeah.
the pedigree he
Probably
has.
Saquon.
But if you're looking for upside for a young guy, I think if Saquon's gone, I think you take Ginty over Hampton, and that's not just me
Oh, yeah.
saying, Ginty had better success in college or what have you, and he's been healthier over the course of the past couple of years. This is me saying around the whole team, what's built around the team to have more success. I think it is Ashton Ginty, and especially with the introduction of Clint Kubiak and the way that he used Kenneth Walker last season. If you look at Kenneth Walker and Ashton Ginty, they have a very similar skill set. Especially if you look back when Kenneth Walker was a second year, third year guy, Ginty and Walker look really similar, and the way that Ginty and Walker both make moves in the backfield to get to that second level, I don't think that you can. I don't think that you can genuinely take Hampton thinking he's going to be better than Ginty in this season. To be honest,
Ginty's also there's a couple other things with Ginty. Like Ginty's a workhorse. His role is cemented. Whereas Hampton was hurt last year and Vidal looked really good.
yeah.
Also, Ginty, I mean, if you just look at the tape of the Raiders, I watched a lot of the Raiders last year because I'm such a big fan of Ginty.
Oh God.
But like, he had a decent fantasy season last year.
And he had zero help.
In the context of he was getting hit behind the line consistently, 2-3 yards behind the line consistently, and still getting a couple yards out of it. If he can make it to the line, if the line can block, and Ginty can make it to the line without getting hit, he's gonna average like 4.5 to 5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very good, if he can do that. I'm not sure if he can do it this year, but I'm the upside on GT is just it's too tasty.
Jay Crocs also asks, who are we taking at the 107? I think it depends on who's gone before then. But if you want to get a really good high upside wide receiver, like Puka, JSN, Bijan, and Jameer are gone. If they're not, you're taking one of those guys, like no matter what. And if they are gone, I think if you want a wide receiver, I think you take Amon-Ra. If you want a running back, I think you're taking either James Cook or Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and a lot of people, have they have like Jamar at 3, and then it could be the JSN falling back to 7. I think that's a fine choice if you're looking for a receiver.
Yeah.
So I would say like if JSN's there, you take him. Christian McCaffrey and James Cook are good options there as well.
And really, that can happen because, especially in our draft, like it just depends on what people prioritize that have the early spot. Like they like CMC and JT can back to back go away quick, and then one of those crazy receivers can hang loose at like the 6 or 7. So
yeah. Where are we? Were we at 10 and 11?
I was at 10.
10. I've got Saquon going 10. I think I said already I have CMC going at 9.
Okay. I got CeeDee Lamb at 10.
CeeDee Lamb at 10.
James Cook at 11. But I mean, I would move James Cook down a bit after what Cade said about him. He's pretty consistent in just how rare the good RBs are.
Yeah.
But CeeDee Lamb is just like consistent. I mean, he's like injury prone, and he has to like now you got the whole thing with George Pickens. So,
Totally.
but he's just been, I don't know. He still has upside most of the time.
I
Yeah,
think
Pickens or CD Lamb is just lower for me, just because Pickens is there, and they're both like 1A 1B type guys. Like even more so than like Jamar Chase and T Higgins. Like George
Yeah.
Pickens and CD are alpha receivers, both of them.
Mhm.
But I think both of them can eat. I think Dak can deal the ball this year. Cowboys they looked really good offensively last year. Their
Mhm.
biggest struggle was on defense. Their defense is getting up like 26 points a game or some random bullshit.
yeah.
So I think the Cowboys are genuinely a good offensive team. So
I think there's
I could see them both eating.
I think there's that is one must-have handcuff in my opinion that is going to make or break your season if you have it or
True.
not. Because if
Yeah.
you and if you do have it, Ray Davis,
Right.
there's a lot of speculation around him right now that he wants to get traded because he's not getting the number one opportunities. And he thinks he's the number one guy. And when we've seen James Cook injured, sure, we have seen what's his face, their other backup, number 31.
Ty Johnson.
Yeah, Ty Johnson. We've seen him get really good looks, especially in the passing game. But Ray Davis has looked really good as just a bull rushing running back. And if he does get traded to a team that needs a running back before the deadline and you have that handcuff, you're going to be in an even more positive situation because of where he's going to end up going, depending on injuries, depending on whatever it might be. But if you do get James Cook, you have to make sure you get Ray Davis, because even more
Yeah.
to that point, if James Cook gets hurt, Ray Davis comes in, he's going to be a number one producing running back, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Ty Johnson is like he's good, but he wouldn't take Ray Davis's role as the backup if
Mhm.
James Cook goes down. Ty Johnson's more of like a I'm not really sure how to describe Ty Johnson. He's like a third down, like 2 minute drill back. He's really elite out of the pass game.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
kind of like a Jerick McKinnon back in the day for KC. But yeah,
Eh.
I mean I love Ty Johnson, but I mean he's just not a bull rusher type that Ray Davis is, and Ray Davis is pretty elite at that.
Ty Johnson's also almost 29. And Ray Davis is just turned 26.
I believe he is 29, is he not?
No, he's 28. He's going to be 29, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
midway through the season. But you got to take that into account too. Usually, those older running backs, if their name isn't Derrick Henry, they're gonna probably have some injury issues going into this, or into the season. So,
Mhm.
So if we move on to 11 and 12 here, for me at 11 is Devon Achane. I think Devon Achane is moving
Okay.
into a similar role as like CMC, where the Dolphins' offense is just going to revolve around him. And so, even though the Dolphins are going to be probably the worst team in the league this year, I still think Devon Achane is going to have a good production. And he has for the past 2 years. I just think I think Devon Achane, you just can't sleep on him anymore, like I have been for the past couple years.
that's
Mhm.
fair.
So yeah, I think he's at 11 for me, and then CeeDee Lamb at 12. I already kind of explained. George Pickens is there, but CD is
Right,
still a
right.
great option.
Okay.
Christian, who do you have 11, 12?
Well, my 11 was James Cook, and then I kind of just moved this now. I put Saquon at 12.
Mm.
Just because he's one of those guys that can do everything. Jalen Hurts has been shaky, but I mean, I think he'll be all right, and I think Saquon's talented enough to do it to get it done. So
I think Saquon is being a little undervalued in most drafts, and I kind of like that because I want to get him, and in most of my drafts, I'm going to be really late. I had Saquon at 10, but I have James Cook at 11 as well, and I've got Devon Achane at 12. I kind of did this in accordance to not what I think should happen, but I think it's to what I think will happen. James
Mhm.
Cook always gets slept on in the drafts, especially in the first round. I mean, the past 2
yeah,
years
100%.
and more drafts than not, he was going in midway through the second round. I think he's gained a lot of value over the past season, especially because the season before he was injured for a lot of it. But he's just always slept on, and especially because I think the Buffalo Bills this season are going to want Josh Allen to run the ball less in pass plays. They're going to get him a lot of more swing looks,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of check down looks, and he's so good in the passing game. I just don't see him going into the second round, but I see him going after a lot of these like really high value, big name guys. And Devon Achan has the easiest schedule in the league this year with the Miami Dolphins. Granted, their
Oh,
quarterback
okay.
situation is really, really not good.
It's not great.
No, really not good. Parker Washington is their starting,
Well,
their number one wide receiver, or not Parker Washington. Sorry. Shit, who am I
I
thinking
don't even
of?
know.
The fact that you can't name it is bad. I mean, that's just how bad it
It
is.
used to
Yeah,
be Waddle,
exactly.
but Waddle's not there.
Right.
Waddle's in Denver now. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
his last name's Washington.
It
But, I mean,
is. It's
I
not
don't. I
Parker
can't remember who it
Washington.
is.
It's fuck. Why can I not think of his name, bro?
But also, I mean, Malik
But
Willis
still.
is there.
Yeah,
Malik Willis is there.
and that's the
Hey,
thing.
that's-
Malik
that's okay.
Malik Willis is going to take a lot of that running opportunity away from Devon Achan, which is why I think he's dropping further into the first round than going
I
higher.
don't think I. So your reasoning for why you're taking James Cook higher, I think applies to Devon Achan as well, because the Dolphins know that they're going to be bad. The coaches should be telling Malik Willis, "Hey, you're not running. We need you for next year. Like, you just don't run. Don't run the ball. We're like trying to rebuild. We do not need you getting hurt right now."
Yeah.
I think I genuinely feel in my bones that Malik Willis is going to have a Jacoby Brissett year where he's going to put up good numbers, but he's going to be like 3 wins. And like that, everybody just has to be okay with that. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
But I think, I mean, Malik Willis, I mean, his first read, a lot of times, his first or second read is probably going to be the dump to Achan.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I think this turn though, going from 12 into 13 is going to be crucial for whoever has that number 12 pick.
Oh yeah.
I personally, I think I'm valuing running backs higher than wide receivers in this first round, because I think there's so many good wide receivers that can get you really good upside throughout like the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
With that being said, I genuinely think that if whoever you take at that number 12, it's got to be a number 1 running back. It's got to be one of those high flying guys like Devon Achan, like James Cook, like Saquon Barkley if they're there. But at 13, I think you would be foolish not to take the Super Bowl MVP and take Kenneth Walker going at the 201.
This is one of the best years at the 1.01. I mean, if you Bijan or Gibbs, your choice, and then your turn is gonna be Kenneth Walker, Ashton GT, Jeremiah Love, or Saquon.
No, because we're
Saquon
snake draft.
Well.
Oh, it's a snake. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're snaking, I mean, CD into Saquon is still disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you could still, I mean, the 1.01 is still insane at the end because Derrick Henry will still be probably available down there. So like, it's still pretty good. But yeah, I think for me at 13, the 2.1 is Saquon. So CD and the Saquon, I mean, that's just nasty.
Yeah. I mean, I have GT at 13 and then Kenneth at 14.
Okay. I've got the same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
And I mean, for all the reasons that we've said already, and I mean, Kenneth Walker, yeah, I mean, Super Bowl MVP, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Just hope he could stay healthy as well.
Yeah, same here. I mean, he's moving into a team that is like perennially really, really good, and I can see him doing a lot. However, I will say if he does get injured, there is another handcuff I would like to mention that's crucial for you to get in this draft. He is the Chiefs' backup running back, who I think is going to get the number 2 spot. And he is a rookie this season too. Cade, do you think that this is, as a Chiefs fan, do you think Emmett Johnson is worth getting as a handcuff in this situation if you take Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know how the depth chart's gonna look for Kansas City right now. And if you guys heard the news of what's going on in KC right now, like Eric Bieniemy's away from the team. So our running backs coach
Mm-hmm.
is gone. I mean, I know he's our offensive coordinator too, but he's also running backs coach. So,
Oh,
you know, I don't know. I don't really know what the backfield for Casey's going to look like. If they're looking for, because Brashard Smith is still there, but I think they're trying to get. Casey does this really weird thing where they like to kind of stick to what's worked for them in the past, and what's worked for them in the past is kind of having like a 3 running back look. So having a starter, and then their backup is more like the starter, and then their third stringer is the pass catcher. So I think Brashard Smith is going to be more of that pass catching back, whereas Kenneth Walker and and are going to be more of more like linked to each other. I think it's probably worth it, but again, it's too hard to tell. We don't really know what the rookie's going to be looking like right now. And also another thing that the Chiefs do a lot is they redshirt people. So it could be that that rookie doesn't even play. It's really really tough to say.
So do you think Brashard Smith over him then, or no?
No,
No.
I think I'm kind of out on both of them. I mean, if you want the handcuff, I'd probably go for the rookie, just because Brashard Smith is not the biggest guy. So I think you want a bigger guy as your starting back.
No, that's fair.
But I don't think that. I don't know if a handcuff is necessary in this. It just depends on who's available, like into your last round of picks.
Yeah. Real quick, just because he's chatting with us, and I want to make sure to answer any questions that come into the chat, regardless of what our draft position is, where we are. IDK, what I'm on, asks thoughts on TreVeyon Henderson. I personally have TreVeyon Henderson going number 35 overall, running back number 21. I don't know about you guys. I still think that running back duo is still going to be alive between him and Ramondre Stevenson. Even though I think he's going to get that number 1 spot, I don't think he's going to get those red zone touches. I think that's all going to go to Ramondre, just like it did last year.
Yeah, I mean TreVeyon is a really case just because we thought he was going to be really good. Kind of at the week 4 area. But it really took him a while to get onto the field for some reason. But I think he's definitely getting the number 1 spot over Ramondre. But it's going to be a 40-60 split, I think. I mean, that's just how it is with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the ball is split up. But I mean, we've seen that TreVeyon Henderson could just pop off like at any moment if he just gets some space. But I mean, he's still very new, and it did take him a fucking long time. And who knows if Ramondre starts playing like shit too, like he might get some more time. But
yeah,
it's just weird.
That was the issue with Ramondre last season. He was fumbling the ball quite a bit, which was really weird.
No, like so many times. Yeah,
so many, like weird amount of times.
Also, Aiden Ergo asks what we thinking about CJ Stroud this season. I genuinely don't know where I have him in my top 120 here. I don't even know if he's in my top 120. For me,
Stroud, I think, is a solid QB.
I think he's a fine QB.
In terms of football, but like when we're talking about fantasy football, it's just not.
Oh yeah, not like banger point maker or anything.
I think he's got a lot to prove, especially after that playoff game this season, this past season against the Patriots. However, I agree. I'm just like, we don't know where Tank Dell is going to be this season. I don't know if he's going to be back or not. And we saw that CJ Stroud really had success when Tank Dell was on the field just because of his explosiveness and how twitchy he was and how he could open up the game for Nico Collins. But now that he's gone, Nico Collins has been struggling more. Really, the whole team has been struggling more. The only player that's really benefited from it is Jake Ferguson.
Well, I think with him it's more of just finding that Tank Dell replacement at number 2. Jaden Higgins has had a good.
That's true. Yeah.
Kind of. He's had a good pull on it. Christian Kirk last year, he went off for a game. But it's really just like finding that consistent wide receiver too to just take the heat off of Nico Collins so he can kind of get those good matchups on the defense. And they just haven't found a Tank Dell replacement yet, unfortunately. And I don't know if Tank Dell's ever going to play again, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a little rough, low key.
Yeah. Okay, so we got 14 out of the way.
14 is Kenneth for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I had Saquon, then Kenneth.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then Gene T. So we're kind of like all on the same three in these like.
Yeah, I mean, they're really interchangeable for me. I'm just, yeah.
So then we go 15, 16.
15, 16, I personally have Chase Brown and Achane.
Okay. See, I think this is where we're going to start going a little bit in a different direction for everybody. So you have Chase Brown and Achane. I genuinely, I actually don't have Chase Brown going for a little bit here, to be honest with you. But
Okay.
I like that shout because he's probably going to get a lot of work in negative game scripts, especially in the pass game, if they are in those. And even in positive game scripts, he's going to have a lot of work too because they're just going to be running the ball constantly, right? So I actually quite like Chase Brown to be up in the second round like that.
And just when like Joe Burrow was in, like the first game he got back, he got a lot of looks, and I don't know, he just plays better when Joe Burrow's out there. So
yeah,
why not?
And then who'd you say you had at 16?
I mean, 16, I have Achane just
That's right.
for the same reason. Just he's going to get a lot of touches, and for all the reasons you guys said too. So
yeah. Cade?
15, 16 is got Ashton Gene T and Trey McBride. I think Trey McBride, I mean, obviously he's like cracked. He's pretty much like Travis Kelce in his prime. Like
he's
the
crazy.
points are insane. When you're looking at your fantasy like matchup, at the end of the day, at the end of Sunday, Arizona plays, and you see your tight end scores 25 and your opponent's tight end scores like 10. It's a lot for the enemy, for your opponent to make up in that area. Trey McBride, I mean, I feel like he's just very, very good, very consistent tight end. And I don't know, I mean, just adding in the touchdowns that, he's struggled to score, but like, I feel like with Arizona this year, it's going to be really good.
We've got another question come in from 415 Reasons. Omarion Hampton and Jalen Waddle for JSN and Kyron Williams in Dynasty. Is that a good trade?
Yeah. If you're getting JSN,
you're getting JSN.
Williams,
no. Press accept immediately.
If you're getting JSN and Kyron Williams,
scam your league mates.
That's 100%, a scam, bro. That's a scam.
Take it now.
100%.
No conversation. Just press accept.
But if you're getting Omarion Hampton and Waddle, and you're trading JSN and Kyron Williams, you are pressing the decline button so hard you're breaking your phone.
Yeah.
I'm getting JSN.
Your league mate, yes.
Yeah, he's getting JSN, and he gave a second round pick too, bro. What the fuck? You're scamming,
bro,
dog. That's crazy. You're actually going crazy.
You should be giving him the second round.
100%.
Did you poison this man?
First. I don't know,
bro. That's
but
wild.
Like this chat is very out on Hampton. Like we're not Hampton.
We are Hampton
enjoyers.
deniers.
And we're JSN lovers.
Yes.
So it's like we're kind of in a weird spot. But
and
I mean,
even Kyron Williams, we really do quite like, even though we're valuing him a little bit lower than a lot of running backs, but especially in Dynasty, like that's crazy, dog. That's crazy. I'm with that. I love it. To be honest, I really do.
Extending my tight end second rounders. I mean, Brock Bowers for me goes right after Trey McBride at 17. Again, it's that same thing. I mean, it's not very good team on the Raiders, but I mean, now you got Christian Kirk, or not Christian Kirk, quarterback
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins
is on the Raiders now, so it's like
too many Kirks.
Yeah. So
No,
I
for
think
sure,
I
for
think
sure,
Kirk will be able to get the ball to Brock Bowers even more efficiently than Geno Smith will. So I mean, it's gonna be. I feel like Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. I mean, honestly, I could go either way on this. I think they're gonna have very similar years.
My only thing with Trey McBride is just, I mean, he's elite. I think it's interchangeable between him and Brock Bowers on the tight end 1 and 2. It's just that Arizona, there's Marvin Harrison back, and maybe Michael Wilson is trying to take some more time. So there's just more targets now since everybody's back. But I mean, I'm sure they'll just dart it to him if they can.
100%. I mean, I love Brock Bowers and I love Trey McBride.
I love Brock Bowers.
I don't think that they're gonna go into the early or early to mid second round. I think they're gonna be late second rounders. Personally, for me at 16, 17, I've got Derrick Henry going and Josh Allen going, in those two spots.
Okay.
Because whoever is in, let's see here, pick 17, that would be pick number 5, right? Yeah, no, pick number 4. So if you have JSN and you have Josh Allen in those spots, like, you're kind of cooking. If I'm being honest, if that's the case, I personally don't like taking quarterbacks this early. I think you can get good value out of quarterbacks later on in the draft, but
Yeah.
Josh Allen is just like a different specimen in my opinion when it comes to getting a quarterback, because it's like getting
That's
two different
literally-
positions.
I
for
literally
one.
say that same thing every year, and then I don't end up taking Josh Allen because I'm like, I could find a quarterback, and then he ends up scoring 48 on me 4 times in a
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the only year I drafted him, he was out for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I was fucking so
Dude,
upset.
I don't know, not last year, but the year before, Josh Allen was getting traded. He got traded twice in our league, and I played him 4 times, and he scored 40 points on me twice.
Oh God, that's tough.
Yeah, it was freaking not okay.
Let's go 8.
Wait, so Christian, who do you have at 16 and 17, Christian?
Well, 16 I had Devon Achane, but the 17, 18 I have
17, 18.
Derrick Henry and then Omarion Hampton. Now I know we're Hampton haters, but I'm a strategy lover and well, Derrick Henry. I just love Derrick Henry. He's a massive dude. Yeah, he's a little old, but he's got Lamar Jackson, a new system, and he's just like one of the last few elite tier or high tier RBs you can get. And then Amari and Hampton, there's rumors like he's been very high up, but now with everything that I've heard now and talking to you guys, he's lower for sure. But I think he's like the last, like best you can get out of all the about what's left of the RBs, and then it's just like for me, then it gets a little everybody kind of blends in.
Yeah, I also have Derrick Henry in this area. I have him at 18. You got to stick with what works, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like he been working, he still had a great season last season. You just can't. I don't know, man. He just won't stop. So I'm gonna keep picking him.
A chatter from Twitch, shout out SmoothC3012 asks, are we higher on Emeka Egbuka or Devontae Smith?
Devontae
Smith.
That's wild.
Slightly Devontae Smith.
I mean, I think they're pretty equal, but I'm a little bit higher on Emeka Egbuka. I won't lie.
I only say Devontae Smith because he's been on a team and he's in a system that he knows, and I don't know, just slightly though.
AJ Brown's out now. He's
AJ Brown's out.
The one.
Bro, what about Malachi Lemon though, dude? I say that sarcastically because I'm not a Lemon believer.
Well, I'll have to see. I don't know how good he is.
Yeah. Emeka. I mean, I like Emeka.
I mean, I love Egbuka. Yeah, as well.
But I mean, it's literally for me like Devontae's going at 33 and Emeka's at 35. Like, it's not that big of a difference. It's close. It's very close. I think Devontae Smith is in just like a slightly better situation.
It's fair. Smooth C said you could say the same thing about Mike Evans and no longer there. It's a fair point.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I know. Yeah, that's true.
It's just true. After
Chris Godwin was still above Egbuka on the depth.
Yeah, that's the issue. After the first 5 games, Egbuka was playing like God mode, and I thought that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to win the Super Bowl. But then after game 5 and he got hurt, he was like 65%, 60% the whole season, and Chris Godwin got, took his role. So it's just we just need to see more. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
totally
mean,
fair.
yeah. The Mike Evans point is a good point, but Emeka Ibuka was the third on the depth chart.
Yeah.
He wasn't second.
Mm.
Chris Godwin is still there. I'm
Uh,
sure Emeka Ibuka, he might be the one in Tampa Bay, but I don't know. Chris Godwin he's been injured a lot, but he's just still like so.
He's still very consistent, or he's just always there.
Yeah, he's just kind of like always there, and
Mm.
he's had great fantasy seasons too. So it's just like it's a tough one.
Yeah.
But they're very similar. They're only like one pick away from me. So
we're at 18-19, right?
yeah.
Well, who is your
Derrick Henry at
17, 18?
My 17 was Josh Allen, and I've got O'Myron
Okay.
Hampton going at 18.
Okay, same as me. Okay, and
Which
then-
is dropping him 3 spots from his ADP.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But
Yeah.
upon further inspection, I actually think I like Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, and even Breece Hall and Kyron Williams better than I like O'Myron Hampton, to be honest.
Okay.
So
Okay, interesting.
I think I'm
Okay,
actually
alright.
going to drop O'Myron down to like, I think probably like 30. And then I would have Brock Bowers and Trey McBride at 18-19.
Okay. Mhm.
Because I think once one of those guys goes in drafts, whether it's Brock or if it's Trey, I think the next person's gonna be like, "Fuck, I've got to get that tight end. God damn it."
I could see that. I mean, it's just the way how I look at it is, well, one in our 14 man,
Yeah,
Brock Bowers is already gone.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, if you can get Trey McBride, good for you. And then also just the other tight ends. I mean, I guess, and then there's also Tyler Warren, but he's taken off as well. It's just whoever I could get at that point. So
yeah.
yeah.
There is a strategy too that I think some people in our league definitely kind of revolve around, which is not necessarily having the best or a better overall for your squad for being like in the top 20. They like having for positions having like the number 1 guy per position, especially in the draft. So if they
Yeah.
think that Brock Bowers is going to be like, or Trey McBride is going to be 1 or 2, they're going to take that guy over taking like Chase Brown, who's going to be higher in points
Yeah.
scored, but it's not going to be it's going to be a position value thing. So they can use him as trade fodder in the end. And I think that's a losing strategy, to be honest with you. We saw that last season with Matthew, and it worked out with him for a long time, and then all of a sudden it just dropped, which
Yeah.
those games are really important to have, which, I mean, there's more strategy that goes into it than that, but I think it's one of those things that I'm like, damn, I've seen it so many times, and it just kind of fiddles out towards the end of the season.
I mean, I'm not saying that keepers are not good. I just
Oh, yeah.
think it
Yeah.
just reduces your, I don't know, like your adaptability a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in the round, because then you're like, oh shit, I have to lock in this. And it could be like the best pick in the round for sure.
Yeah,
It's just you kind of have to build around that piece for sure now.
that's definitely, yeah, I see that.
You
have
19 and 20.
wait, so Smooth C says he has Tyler Warren over Brock Bowers.
Hell no.
That's wild.
That's crazy. I mean,
Hell no.
for that to happen, you'd have to be hoping for an injury, in my opinion, to be
I'm sorry.
honest. With you.
Nobody can beat Brock Bowers
But
except maybe Trey McBride.
I think you've got it right though. It's like Tyler Warren, Brock Bowers, Trey McBride are going to be 1, 2, and 3 tight ends.
I mean, he's definitely the third tight end for sure.
100%. I just think he drops
But not
down
over Brock Bowers.
a little bit
That might
further.
go-
You guys go ahead. I got to go pee real fast because I had too much creatine today. So
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So I had Derrick Henry at 18, and then
Okay.
right behind Henry is Jeremiah Love. I think
Okay.
a lot of people have Jeremiah Love above Henry just because it's Jeremiah Love, but you can't disrespect King Henry like that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't even seen Jeremiah Love on the football field, and he's playing for Arizona. It's just like he's just in a rough situation. If Jeremiah Love was playing for if he got picked by the Titans or maybe
Mhm.
another team, I think he would be above Derrick Henry for me. But just the fact that he's on Arizona is a little bit rough. There's not a lot of running backs so far. I've had luck there, and also they signed like James Conner again, and then Tyler Algier got signed,
Tyler
and then they
Algier.
ended up picking Jeremiah Love. So it's just like it's a little weird over there. Where I think that Jeremiah Love is he's gonna be the one, but it's almost like if he doesn't produce, things start getting into jeopardy. Whereas like Derrick Henry's just gonna be, he's the one, he's the guy.
Yeah.
You know, he gets hurt, but like that's about it.
I mean, I watch a lot of fantasy stuff, or when it comes around, and I watch a lot of mock drafts, and people, the hype is still there for Jeremiah Love for sure, and I think people just like him because he's young. But yeah, there's been a lot of disrespect, and he's been high he's lower now in the second round, but there's been a lot of disrespect over King Henry, and he's always been consistent, and I think he's been getting even better now. So, for
Yeah,
me,
Derrick is just too good. He's just so consistent.
I mean, I think Jeremiah can pop off, but it is weird, like you said, because with Algier and James Conner, like it sounds like if he starts shitting the bed even the first 2 games, he might get swapped out. If he could potentially, because of you have options, I guess, if someone's not working, swap them out a game. But my 19 and 20 is Brock. Well, my 19 is Brock Bowers, and then my 20 is AJ Brown.
Oh shit! You have AJ Brown up.
Yeah, just because I mean, so I'm thinking towards this is the second round, and what I'm thinking is that all the good RBs are going to be gone or eaten up in the first round, especially in our 14 man, and there's going to be like there's still going to be a shit ton of receivers for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking towards strategy, and I'm looking at the list here. I just think there's a lot of elite wide receivers still out there, and just with AJ Brown, a new team, he's clearly the receiver one. Drake May, pretty solid system with the Patriots and everything, and it's a fresh start, so I think he'll have a pretty decent season.
I mean, with the next couple of receivers that are going off, I think it's really a personal preference thing. I can see AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the Patriots. He has like this hunger for the deep ball, and it's like Drake May is just the best. He has probably the best deep ball in the league right now.
Probably, yeah.
And when you have AJ Brown, who's a guy that can go up and get the ball, really athletic, it's going to be even easier for Drake May to throw the ball down the field. So, yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think AJ Brown could have a really, really good year this year. For me, number 20, I have Drake London. He was just popped off last year. And we have, I think the chemistry is just building with them. I think Drake London's kind of in his prime right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I really like Drake London here, especially getting a receiver right after all these running backs go off the board. So if you're somebody in the first round who took a running back, if you were taking like James Cook at 8 and you're coming down here and you see Drake London, I think that's a really good pick. Or CMC, come down here, you see Drake London, that's pretty damn good. But yeah, I mean, I think Drake London and AJ Brown. There's a couple other guys here that are pretty interchangeable depending on who you like.
Yes.
But for me, I really like Drake London on Atlanta right now.
I had Jeremiah Love at 20, but after what you said, I think I'm going back, and I'm gonna put Drake London there too. You've convinced me because he did have a great season last year. He was popping the fuck off.
He is right. Like, I mean, I love Drake London, but he is right behind AJ Brown, so he's at the 21. And yeah, I just love him. I had him on my team late in the season, and unfortunately, he got hurt. But when they played in Spain or whatever against.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Spain or Germany, I can't remember, but they played internationally.
3 touchdowns or whatever.
Against against Indianapolis, and yeah, one-handed
Yeah.
catches. I just became an instant fan. So, um, but yeah, like you said, I think the next couple picks of receivers are interchangeable. I don't think you can't go wrong with any of these picks, in my opinion.
I think Drake London just has like a good. He just has a good situation around him with Bijan because he can't leave Bijan uncovered outside of the backfield. And then you have Kyle Pitts going, across the field, so somebody has to take him, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, we're gonna do it with Drake London, and
Right.
it opens up a lot for him, in the pass game.
I'm just only a little concerned because, like, with Tua, because we have seen him not pass it to like the best players sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's been frustrating, especially when I drafted Tyreek and he was on Miami, and he sometimes would just not pass it to him. So I'm a little concerned about that, but I think they'll figure it out, and I
Sometimes
think he'll be all right.
sometimes it depends on who you got, right? With Tua, when we saw him at his best was when he had Tyreek Hill and Jonnu Smith and Waddle, and he was hitting Jonnu Smith a lot to the point where Jonnu Smith was number 4 tight end in fantasy, and Tyreek Hill was still one of the top receivers in fantasy, and even Waddle was he was at that time late second round pick. So I mean, Tua can definitely run an offense that produces a lot of big uh you know he can produce a lot of touchdowns for a lot of people.
A lot of
But
production,
it's
yeah,
just
for
a
sure.
situation where it's like, can he stay healthy?
Right.
I don't know.
Do we think that Tua's going to start
And-
over Michael Penix though?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I don't know. I don't know
Well,
that
I
either.
mean, I don't know, but like just based on experience and why they signed him, like I don't know. I think so.
For me at least, I kind of viewed this as Tua being like, okay, like I'm gonna sign with this team because they have an obvious starter, and it's gonna give me some time to like kind of recover my brain, and then if
Oh,
I have
really?
to go in, then I'll go in. But because I mean they signed him for a pretty big deal as a backup, which I could see as being like an indicator as he might be the starter, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. That's just I don't know.
I genuinely don't know either. I'm like,
Well, Penix had a late ACL tear last year.
yeah, he did.
So, I mean, Tua could just come in and start.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, and it's like, but then you hear like I don't know. I think everybody's rushing these quarterbacks and like Achilles breaks and all these leg breaks too fast. Like it's a little unless I don't know. Maybe the medicine's there. I don't know what they fucking did to Daniel Jones's leg, but like I don't. You have to take time with these things, and like sometimes they don't even work out with the recovery, even if you do everything fucking right. Um, so I don't know. I think I think the longer you get Penix to heal and just learn, and who like I don't know, Tua at this point for me, that man don't got no brain cells left saving. So just learn as much as you can if I'm Penix and get healthy and get ready to just I don't know, hopefully take his spot or his time.
So, you have Drake London at 20, Logan?
Drake London at 20, and I've got Chase Brown at 21.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Chase is good. He's just kind of like the next RB off the board. I don't really have anything to say that's good or bad about Chase Brown. He's just kind of like consistently decent.
Yeah, he's one of your guys that's like, if you're looking at getting over 12 points per game, he'll get you there for sure. He won't have the craziest stats, but he's going to get a lot of passes out of the backfield.
Right.
At 21, I have Josh Allen. I think I value him higher than other QBs just because like he'll have probably 3 or 4 weeks out of the season where he just wins you the lead. He just wins you like the game. And that's like extremely important if you have like an off week and then Josh Allen just scored like 45 and you're just like, oh, I'm good, I'm chilling. So that's like, but other than Josh Allen, I don't think right now there's another quarterback that can really do that on a consistent basis where I'm comfortable drafting in the second round.
Yeah.
Even in the third round, I don't think I'm comfortable drafting a QB.
Yeah, I'm in the
other
same
than
boat.
Josh Allen.
Honestly, I'm in the same boat.
And then after Josh Allen, I have Chase Brown. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 23, I've got Jeremiah Love.
Okay.
You know, this running back room for the Cardinals is going to be really interesting with Trey Benson and Tyler Algier. I think that they're probably going to give Jeremiah Love like first team looks in the first couple weeks to see how it goes, considering he's the highest paid running back in the league as a rookie, which is fucking crazy. But I will say, if it starts to look like it's not going to work out, I think Tyler Algier will start getting like a 50-50 split until Jeremiah can get a feel for the game. Because if it does start to look like it's not working out, it's going to be because the NFL is just faster. You've got to make your reads before you even have the ball in your hands, and you have like a half a second to react. You know, and in the mini camps, he's looked really good, but nothing beats a full speed game. So and Tyler Algier has been successful at doing so behind the also best running back in the league, arguably. So we'll see what happens. And in a way, I kind of feel bad for Tyler Algier. This was supposed to be when he got traded, or when he got picked up by the Cardinals. This was supposed to be his number one spot. Like, this is supposed to be his place to get his number one looks. And now that it's not, I'm still mad at the Cardinals, even though I'm happy with them too, because I'm a Seahawks fan. There was a better pick that they could have made at this point in the draft. We talked about this weeks ago, but for Jeremiah Love to have gone that early, I think is criminal. And it should have been what's his fucking face?
It's
the lineman. But regardless,
it's mismanagement on a crazy level. I mean, you signed 2 running backs and then grabbed a third in
so weird.
So early in the first round. You know, that's stuff that, you know, I would get fired for at my job. And I just think it's unfair that these people can just keep their jobs after doing that type of shit.
Agreed.
But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Tyler Algier is number 1 running back in the NFL. And it's just unfortunate that he keeps getting put in these situations, for sure.
Who do you guys have at number 23?
23, I have George Pickens.
George Pickens, yeah.
I have Nico Collins here at 23.
Nico Collins at 22 for me.
Oh, shit. Yeah, 22 and 23. Okay, so...
Oh, shit, I forgot to
Nico
go 22.
Collins,
my bad.
Yeah, sorry. And I may just be, I don't know, I might be looking at this differently, but I just think it's just 2 solid picks around this time that you
totally
can get.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. My next 3
in terms of fantasy.
receivers. And so I got Nico Collins, really solid receiver for Houston. He's the one, you know, in the past game, things just run through him. Then I have AJ Brown, we already talked about, at 24.
I didn't do my 22 yet, actually. I forgot to do 22.
Brown?
I have Malik Neighbors at 22.
Oh, wow.
The recent,
you're not worried about his
Malik Neighbors, really?
The recent stuff out of the camp from the Giants is that Malik Neighbors will be available week 1 and will be starting, and he will be getting a full workload.
All right.
I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical. I mean, I want to see him shine. I want to be full Neighbors. It's just...
No, I hear you. Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me.
Well, I got to see him play a couple of games.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah.
At 23 and 24, so AJ Brown rounds out the second round for me.
Oh, AJ Brown, sorry. Okay. I have Trey McBride at 24, but I think you can slide these players, where up and down these last couple of rounds, and I wouldn't be mad at you regardless. So, then I have Josh Allen at 25.
I've got AJ Brown rounding out the second too.
Yeah, okay. And then the start of the 3.1. So the start of the third round, I have George Pickens.
That's where I have Jeremiah Love to start out the third round.
I guess my reason for George Pickens being there, it's just about Dallas in general. They just have a good offense,
Yeah,
and everybody can eat. So that's why I have him there. He's a big alpha receiver, 1A, 1B with CeeDee Lamb. So
I have starting off the third round, I've got Brees Hall going at 25.
okay.
Looking at the draft the way it is, at 1 is Jahmyr Gibbs, so that number 1 pick is going to be back at the beginning of the third round. And yeah, I've got Brees Hall and then Kyron Williams going 26.
Oh, so wait, you'd have him taking 3 running backs?
Yes, I do.
Damn, that's crazy. But I like that. Yeah, so 26 for me. I mean, Brees Hall, I just don't trust the Jets, which is like my main reason why I have Kyron Williams above Brees Hall. The Jets are just always like kind of like historically bad no matter what they do.
Mm.
Obviously their offense got a lot better, but now they have Geno, so I don't know how if that like makes it better or worse.
He's really good at handing the ball off.
But I have Kyron here. I think Kyron has a lot of volume. He's decent out of the pass game. He's been a solid fantasy option for the past couple of years. So that's where I have Kyron going. I think even Kyron, like, if for some reason you get down here and you still don't have a running back, I'm pretty comfortable with Kyron Williams as my 1.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, I would say if you have Kyron Williams, really important that you get Blake Corum.
Probably, yeah.
Because
you're gonna want to need him.
And for that handcuff is early,
mm-hmm.
like earlier than other handcuffs are. So yeah, you'd have to be ready for him to get off the board.
Yeah, I mean, having Blake Corum last year, if you had Blake Corum and Kyron Williams, you're probably winning your league for the weeks that Kyron Williams was out. As it was so crucial to have him. He had so much production in those weeks that Kyron was out. And even in the weeks that Kyron wasn't out. The only weeks that you were kind of like getting shit on was the weeks that the Rams were playing the Seahawks, you know?
Yeah.
That's your 25, you said? 26.
That's my 26.
Okay. I had 26
That's my
Kyron Williams
27
too.
for Kyron.
And you said you had 26 was Nico Collins, right?
No, Nico Collins is in the second round for me. So my
No,
25 and 26
for Christian,
is
sorry.
George Pickens and Kyron Williams.
No, my 26 was Jeremiah Love.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. Nico Collins is a little bit higher in the second round.
Yeah.
I guess I could do this just so we can keep better track on there.
I had
share my screen as well.
Oh yeah. I had Nico Collins.
28? Who's everybody's 28?
I have George Pickens going at 28.
Okay.
So after Kyron, at 27 is Malik Neighbors. I have.
Oh, sorry.
The people I have above him, you know, these last couple picks. It's just because I'm worried about his situation, his injury situation. Because I mean, if you're taking Malik Neighbors here, he's either going to be your wide receiver 1 or your wide receiver 2, and it's just really scary to take him to be that when he could be out like for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And then at 28, I have Josh Jacobs, and this one kind of is rough.
Okay.
Because we have no idea what is going on with him. Like, he's in jail, out of jail, whatever. But, you know, Josh Jacobs is super solid. So it's one of those situations where you just kind of got to do it, you know?
Yeah.
You just kind of got to do it and hope that it works out.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly.
I don't have Josh Jacobs going for a little bit here, to be honest with you. I've got George Pickens going 28, just because, you know, CeeDee Lamb and him had such equal target share last year when they were both playing, and if CeeDee gets hurt again or something like that, George Pickens instantly is the number 1 receiver, and we saw where that got people when they had George Pickens. You know, it did so much for them. So that's what I have at 28. If not going even earlier than 28, because even though he's a wide receiver 2, he could be a number 1, you know, for a lot of people. So
100%.
Christian, who'd you say you had 28?
I kind of, it's interchangeable between Malik Neighbors and Josh Jacobs. It's just like, we're just going to have to see how their situations go or what's happening.
Mm.
Yeah, they're in similar situations except for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my 29 and 30 here. So I have Brees Hall. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good option for a running back too, or even like a flex running back. If for a flex running back, it's actually a really good option. But as a running back too, I think Brees Hall will put up a good amount of numbers. And then now we're finally getting into where I think Omarion Hampton is going, which is at 30. I'd much rather have Kyron Williams. I'd much rather have Josh Jacobs. I'd rather have Chase Brown rather than Omarion Hampton. And we're finally getting into the point where this is where I think he should be at.
Real quick, like I said, I just like responding to chat when it pops up. Clayton asks, do we like GT or Achan more? I think the consensus is we like Achan more than GT, correct?
It's slightly for me. It's Achan.
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly HM.
I'm in the same
He's
boat.
just put up so much numbers previously that I think he's earned, getting a spot above GT. But it's close. It's a close. The running backs that are right there, at the end of the first round and into the second round, they're all pretty freaking close.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do like I would rather have HN than GT this year.
I think I'd rather have
Yeah.
Achan than GT.
Next year,
We'll
next
see.
year might be different. I think next year will probably be GT over HN, but I think this year we still have to go with HN.
So right now, going into pick number 29, I'm looking at what wide receivers are available. Okay, we've still got Emeka Egbuka, Tedero McMillan, Devontae Smith, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle, who were all like wide receiver ones, maybe twos. But there's a lot of running back ones that are still available. I have kind of a hot sale or fire sale for running backs going 29 through 35.
Okay.
At 29, I have Bucky Irving going because if you look at what Bucky did last season before he got injured, Bucky Irving was going crazy, absolutely insane.
I do think it's weird that he's so far down.
I agree, yeah, and even at 29, this is 13 spots above his ADP, so he's going at 42 in most drafts, right? Which is, for me, if you're getting him at 42, I'm like questioning if this is a work league maybe, and not everyone watches football, or this is a family league and like same thing. But Bucky Irving is going to be one of the steals of the third, maybe fourth round for me, personally. And again, I'm sorry guys, I have to pee again. This is crazy.
That's okay.
Right, what the hell?
I mean, listen, this is why you guys have me on for these kind of takes. I love Bucky Irving, but I don't know how to describe it any other way. But he just seems like a glass cannon squishy build.
Yeah.
Like, he's really fucking talented. He's really fucking good when he's healthy. Like I said, I was a believer of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to like the Super Bowl for the first 5 games. I was like, this team is doing it all. But once you get hit, once you get squished, he just didn't look the same, and it took him forever to get out of this injury.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he can't. I'm not saying that he never will, but it's just like until I need some evidence. I need a bit more evidence.
Yeah, we ran this.
But I think he probably is a little too low on the all the rankings and stuff. But I just don't know. I worry for him a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's possible I have him too low. But yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean, going this far against the consensus on O'Marion Hampton is really interesting to me. I mean, dude, honestly, like if I had at 30 with me with O'Marion Hampton, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's already 15 spots below his ADP. I mean, I might just skip over him because I know, like, hey, next round I have maybe Bucky Irving will be available and I would be fine, or maybe David Montgomery is available and I could get a better guy here.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's a really weird. I don't know. It's just a really weird spot for these running backs to be in. Especially because last year Bucky Irving went a little bit higher than this.
He
I
went
think he
pretty
went in the
high.
3.1 last year.
I
And
mean,
I know he was injured and stuff, but I mean, I think his stats before the injury and even after he came back, I think are, I don't know. I just don't think they're appreciated enough maybe in the ADP.
yeah.
But kind of like what Logan said, I mean, he's kind of got a flash sale of RBs. I mean, I've 28, 29, 30. My 31 is Travis Etienne, and my 32 is Javonte Williams. So like, it's 5 running backs in a row here. For 31 and 32, Javonte Williams and Travis Etienne, it's really just who you'd rather have. I think for me, Travis Etienne on the Saints is just a little bit higher. The Saints are kind of on the come up a lot, and I think Travis Etienne makes them a lot better. That being said, I have no idea what's going on with Alvin Kamara, like at all. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's. I genuinely have no idea. I mean, he was busted up last year, and he was playing through a lot of injuries, but he also doesn't want to leave New Orleans. I don't know if Travis Etienne just comes in and takes that job, but I mean, if Travis Etienne is the one there, I mean, they are going to have a very high flying offense with Chris Olave, and I believe Jordan Tyson's over at New Orleans
Jordan
now
Tyson,
too.
yeah.
And Tyler Shuck looked really good last year, so I mean, they got a lot. They're on the come up for sure.
They got a lot of potential.
Javonte Williams is a little bit more. Travis Etienne to me is more of a guy that's like if he gets the one spot, he could really just like take off and just really have some boom weeks that can win you your games. But Javonte Williams for me is a little bit more of like the consistent back. Last year he looked really good on the ground and he was just putting up consistent points every week. So that's the reason why I have him just like a slightly below. But I think whether you value like big booming weeks or just straight consistency, I think these two guys are really good to have at the 31 and 32 at the 31 32 picks.
Real quick, guys, we have a guy named FaZe came in. He asked, would you trade Quentin Judkins for Kyron Williams in Dynasty?
Yeah.
I think I would
Yeah.
too. I think it just depends on who you like more. It's one
Yeah,
of those situations where it's like it's
pretty
pretty
much.
equal, you know.
I think
if you
for
like
me
Kyron more,
it's a situation thing to me more. I mean, it's just like it's in Dynasty, so obviously, but I mean Kyron Williams should still be on the Rams for another 2 years. And he's gonna be in the best. I mean, pre-ranking, they're the best team in the league this year.
yep. We also have some news that just dropped while I was peeing. Tank Dell has been cleared for minicamp.
That's big. That's actually huge.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, for my 30, 31, and 32 is Travion, Travis Etienne, and Javonte Williams. I mean, I think for Etienne, I thought he for sure. I think he was a little bit higher a couple months ago before the Alvin Kamara signing again. So hopefully his time doesn't get eaten as much from that. But New Orleans seems like an up and coming team with a lot of prospects. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And then Javonte Williams is he's one of the last few, or maybe the last I mean, he's ranked RB 18, so one of the last solid running backs out there, just consistent for the most part. Maybe not the most production because of the wide receiver room in Dallas, but a safe pick overall if you need a running back.
I'm with you guys. I've also got Javonte going 30, Travis Etienne going 31. Then I have O'Myron Hampton going 32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are pretty much
Pretty similar.
In the same
on those
ballpark.
3. 30. I'm just gonna kind of like rapid fire a couple of these.
Yeah, sure.
33. Devontae Smith. He's in a good situation. AJ Brown's gone. He should be the one now, so that should be a solid pick there. Then I have Quinshon Judkins right after. Yeah, a few explosive plays here and there for Cleveland. Cleveland is also, they're kind of in a weird spot. But I think overall, Quinshon Judkins is a good pick here. And then 35, Emeka Igbukwe. He should be the one, but also, Chris Godwin, we kind of already talked about. Hopefully he has a bounce back season. Hopefully he looks like what we saw in the first 5 weeks of last season.
33, 34, 35. I've got Quinshon Judkins, Josh Jacobs, and Travion Henderson as in those same, pretty much the same order as yours. Quinshon Judkins last season looked really, really, really good. When he came in, I was a believer of the other rookie that they had last year, whose name I cannot remember at the moment.
Tez Johnson. Wait.
Yeah. No,
what?
not Tez Johnson, right? That's not his name. The Browns, right? Was it Tez Johnson?
For the Browns?
Yeah, for the Browns. Dylan Sampson.
Sampson. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan. I mean, he was really good too, because Quinshon Judkins was suspended, right, in the first couple games.
Yeah.
But then Quinshon came in, tore it up, looks really good. I think that's a solid running back one to get in the 3rd round here. And then you got Josh Jacobs. Again, I'm just like, I think it's gonna be either Josh Jacobs or Travion Henderson. Probably with what's going on right now, Travion Henderson's probably a safer pick to take. Getting RB for I guess this draft, because you're going back to round 1, right? So this is round 1. You would have Devon Achane, Kenneth Walker, and then you get Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson if you're going 0 wide receiver. This is really good in my opinion. Having those 4 running backs as your starting 2 and your 2 flexes, that's crazy. And then you've still got good wide receivers on the board to get. And they're not the best wide receivers in the world, but you've got really high touchdown upside, really high yardage upside with both these offensive lines. And granted, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be in some like really tough scenarios this season, but Quinshon Judkins, I think, is a really solid choice. Travion Henderson, I think, is going to have maybe a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover with the whole team, but I think he's going to be one of the top performers on the team as well. And I know there's, even in the passing game, Drake May is going to find a way to find Travion Henderson when he's in, because we know he's going to be in over Ramondre Stevenson. So, yeah, and then Josh Jacobs, there's a big, huge question mark over him, but for considering what he's done over the past couple of seasons, you can't count him out. And with all these running backs going, I feel like whoever is next is going to feel like they have to take another running back in this order, because there's just so many question marks revolving the next running backs coming up. And Bashal Tutin, Cam Scadaboo, and Jadarian Price.
Yeah.
All right, and then to round out
Wait,
the
hold,
third round.
Christian, did you already say what your 33, 34, 35 was? Was I gone for that?
It is basically the same.
Okay.
Yeah, Judkins, Breece Hall, and I mean, I think I have Tedero at the 35.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Tedero at 35 makes sense. I've got him right around the same place too.
So rounding out the 3rd round, I have Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, I mean, I think he would be a top 4 or top 5 wide receiver if he was on any other team.
I just don't know where to put Garrett Wilson, to be honest.
The Jets should be better this year, but I mean, obviously Garrett Wilson he was hurt for a lot of the season last year. I don't know really where to put him. You can't really put him. I don't know. You can't really put him outside this round, just because he would be a top 5 receiver on any other team. It's just, when is he gonna get the opportunity to really show what he can do? I don't know. Then we have. I kind of want to just do rapid fire on like these next couple guys here.
Yeah,
give
go buy like threes or so or something like that.
one
Yeah, I go
second.
like fours.
Jorge
Or
asks,
fours.
George Pickens 100% a wide receiver 10 and under this season. I think yes.
Top
Yeah.
10 receiver? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Top 10. Yeah, top
Sure.
10.
So you said you're gonna go three more here, Cade?
Probably I'm gonna go all the way down to 40. So
Okay.
I got Lamar Jackson as the first pick of the fourth round.
What number is that? Sorry.
37.
7. Okay.
So Lamar Jackson, then
Okay.
I got McMillan right after. Chris Olave, who I think is gonna have a really good year with the Saints this year. And then at 40 is where I have Bucky Irving.
Okay.
Not really much I need to talk about here. I think Tetaroa, we saw last year, he's a good option for Bryce Young. Chris Olave, he has the juice. Can he stay healthy? Can the Saints actually be good? These are questions that drop him all the way down to this round, right? Lamar Jackson can win you your week, but he's not as elite as Josh Allen is right now. But he's still
But number
an
2
extremely good
QB.
option.
Yeah.
36 through 40, I've got Garrett Wilson at 36. I just think Geno Smith is going to elevate him, and I think if you get him, he's going to be one of the good steals of the draft. I mean, I know Geno Smith has been bad, but when it comes to getting the ball to his number one receivers, last year it was Brock Bowers. This year it's going to be Garrett Wilson, Then going to 37, I've got Emeka Egbuka. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. He was so good last season. With the departure of Mike Evans, I just see him taking another step up if he can stay healthy. Granted, that wide receiver room is pretty crowded. They do have still they've got Jesus Christ, Chris Godwin, and they also have what's his name from Washington? He was injured all last season with a neck injury. You know what I'm talking about, right? Fuck. The
Receiver?
yeah, something. Oh, God damn it! Why can't I
On
think of his
Tampa?
name right now? Yeah, he
Tez
went.
Johnson?
No, not Tez Johnson.
It's
Although
Tez
Tez
Johnson,
Johnson's
yeah.
got to be really good too.
Oh, you're talking about McMillan.
Yeah, Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan's going to be healthy this season, so he's going to be a solid wide receiver 3. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a lot of places to go this season, and I think it's going to be very successful in their passing game if they can keep their offensive line healthy. At 38, I've got Tetairoa McMillan. He just proved that he was a number 1 in Carolina last season. The question is, can they keep up in a division that got stronger for this year? And the answer is, I think, all these teams are going to be just right around the 500 mark. And I think Tetairoa McMillan is going to keep them in the playoffs this season. So, again, really good pick there. Devontae Smith is by 39. He's going to be the wide receiver 1, supposedly, in Philadelphia. And he's proven that he's a really good deep threat. The question is, with the departure of A.J. Brown, are we going to see that production stay alive? Or is it going to be one of those situations like Tank Dell, where with the Texans, where like without somebody like that on the field, and I don't think Malachi Lemon's going to bring that to this wide receiver room, is Devontae Smith going to stay open? I don't know. And then at 40, I've got Drake May. I've got him at QB2. He was QB3 last season, I believe. He's going to stay right there. He's so powerful on the ground. He's got a new weapon in A.J. Brown. And I think that he's going to stay good. I think the first couple weeks, though, are going to be a little cold. So, if you do get Drake May as your QB1, just know that it's going to start off cold, but it's going to turn into hot real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Christian? What do you got at 36 through 40?
36. Yeah, it's basically the same. Devontae Smith at 36. Egbuka at 37. Olave at 38. Lamar Jackson at 39 and Bucky at 40. Like I said, like for me, very interchangeable. I mean, depending on your draft spot, but I think all these are pretty solid picks. And yeah, just the thing with Bucky Irving, and I don't know if you were here for this. I think you were gone, but I was telling Cade that I like everything that I see from Bucky Irving, and it's just there's no other way to explain it for me, but it just seems like he's like a glass cannon type build, where if he gets hurt or hit hard once, that it could either be, I don't know if he could bounce back the next day, or it might be a few months of an injury like he had last year, and then he was a little shaky coming off of last year. But I mean, I hope for the best, and he probably should be higher on most rankings. I worry about his squishiness.
Mm.
I'm gonna go down to. I don't think there's much to talk about here. I'm gonna go down to 47. So at 41, I got Travion Henderson. 42, I got Lad McConkey. This is interesting just because I think this is a Lad McConkey down here. I mean, he's risky just because last season he had a couple like really bad games, like 2 points. But I
Yeah.
think he could be the one over on the Chargers. It's just like so getting him this late could be really really beneficial, but it's just like who's really gonna emerge over there. Then I have David Montgomery. He's the last running back I think I'm comfortable putting him in the 1 or 2 spot of my team.
Yeah.
After that, we got Drake May, really solid QB, good deep ball, and also really good speed if he needs to run. Rashee Rice, really solid, but he could. Who knows? I don't know. He's been in jail in the offseason, so that's not a good sign. Then we got actually I'm gonna move this. Tyler Warren at 46. Obviously tight end 3. He's gonna pop off this year. Gonna be great. And then at 47 I got Cam Scadaboo.
Okay.
He's doing backflips, so he's apparently healthy. And he could pop off. I mean, we only saw him for a couple weeks last year, but I mean, obviously he's just like I don't know. Don't expect him. He's not like gonna. I don't think he's gonna be like an insane running back. He's gonna get CTE probably when he's like 25, 26, but he's gonna be freaking fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yep.
Christian, go ahead. Give us your 41 through 46.
Oh, 41 through 46. Kind of a little bit of the same. At 41, I have Drake May. 42, I have Garrett Wilson. 43 is Jalen Waddle. 44, Tyler Warren. 45, Rashee Rice. And 46, T. Higgins.
Okay.
Oh, shit. T. Higgins. Okay.
Yeah, and for all the reasons that Cade said about Warren, Rashee Rice is wide receiver 1 for the most part. We just don't know if he's in and out of jail. T. Higgins, I just like T. Higgins a lot because he came through clutch last year. And I think he sometimes is better than Jamar Chase at times on the field. And I don't know, he just had crazy moments, so I like him a lot. And yeah, Scat is at 47, and I think he'll be pretty consistent if he can stay healthy. And yeah, you just put like a cheeseburger in front of his face because he's not going to be able to understand what's going on during the game most of the time. And yeah, I then like when it gets like to these lower parts, I just feel like it's just kind of what your team like, kind of what you need. So, or what your preference is. So.
For me, 41 through 46, I've got Lamar Jackson at 41. I think if whoever sees Drake May go at 40, they're gonna look at Lamar Jackson and be like, "That's a no-brainer. I gotta take him."
True.
True. That is a game changer right there. That is a week winner every single week, and to be honest, a week loser too. Like last year, there was a couple weeks where you thought Lamar Jackson was gonna pop off, and then all of a sudden he didn't. And we'll see what happens, but I have faith that he steps it up again. After Lamar at number 42, I've got Rashee Rice. Everything that Cade said, I think stands. I don't have anything to say about Rashee Rice, but I think if he is in there, he's gonna be your number 1 receiver, and he's gonna blow up for the positive reasons. Jadarian Price, I've got at 43. Now, I've got him 16 places higher than his ADP. And my reasoning behind this is, I mean, I had this before the Seahawks dropped this just a few minutes ago, but evidently Zach Charbonnet is questionable for week 1. They want to make sure that he's 100% fit and that they can get the best out of him when he's back. With that being said, I think he's probably going to miss the first couple weeks of the season. And Jadarian Price is the number 2 running back out of this draft. I think that puts him a step above every other running back on this depth chart. When George Holani and I remember who the other one is. Jadarian Price is going to be the future of this team. You literally drafted, it's like getting Ayatollah Khamenei for Ayatollah Khamenei. You got rid of Kenneth Walker, and then you get Jadarian Price. It's the same thing, in my opinion. He's going to be a killer. He's going to be really, really good. And especially behind the best offensive line in the league. If they stay healthy, it's going to be really solid for Jadarian Price coming out of getting drafted in the first round of the draft. Chris Olave, I've got at 44. Again, it's an injury thing. If he stays healthy, he's going to be really good. Tyler Shuck found him when he was healthy last season, especially after Shaheed got traded. But Chris Olave is going to be a wide receiver 1 if he's healthy all season, which I do doubt is going to happen considering what has happened in the past. 46, I've got Cam Skattebo. I think the Giants have an issue with personality on their offense, whether it's being a MAGA hack or if it's being just somebody that literally shoots himself out of a cannon and doesn't stop until he cannot go anymore. I think that he's going to be good for when he's in, but he's going to hurt your team for when he's out. And I'm going to stay away from him. In fact, I'm going to put the freezing cold sign next to Cam Skattebo on this as my first player with a freezing cold sign
First player,
on him.
freezing cold.
I don't know where he went. He went somewhere else now. I don't know where he went. He's not on my list anymore for some reason. I've got after him Jalen Waddle at 46. He's going to be the wide receiver 1. We're going to see what happens with that wide receiver room in general. I don't know if Courtland Sutton is going to stay in Denver at the start of the season or even before the trade deadline, but I think Bo Nix is going to be looking his way more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's down to 47.
Oh, 47, I've got Tyler Warren. I mean, tight end 3. You're going to need a tight end. He's probably the next best available. It's between him and Colston Loveland. So I think Tyler Warren is probably the best available at this point, especially in this point of the draft where you probably should start looking at drafting a tight end. That is if you don't want to be a streaming tight end player, which I usually am.
Fucking hate doing that. It's the most stressful thing ever.
It is very stressful.
Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way down to 59. We're just gonna rapid fire some of these.
Go ahead.
Jalen Waddle, y'all covered him. He's at 48 for me. 49, Zay Flowers. I think he's a good option. I think he's a good flex option.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is really good. But you
gotta have a better start to the season.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
You can't have your freaking quarterback.
Can't get injured.
10. It's like, no, that's not
Gotta
good.
pop off this season, or it's GG's, buddy. Pack it up. Put the fries in the bag.
T. Higgins right after. I really
Same
like T.
thing.
Higgins.
Same analysis. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
same analysis for T. Higgins pretty much. Okay, here's where things get interesting. Colston Loveland. Dude, this guy, insane. He's really good. He actually could.
Good option.
He could crack into the top 2 tight ends this year. I think there's a chance of that happening. I don't think it's a very high chance, but I think you'd be.
It's possible. It's up
you'd
there.
be stupid not to think that could happen. Jane Daniels, run threat, bounce back season. I think it's happening. He could be a really good option. Devontae Adams right after red zone threat. Hopefully he just keeps doing that red zone thing and just keeps getting
solid
touchdowns.
the most solid of unks wide receivers.
DeAndre Swift. All right, Carnell Tate after that.
Move on. Keep it pushing.
Yeah, Carnell Tate after that. This is high upside, I think.
Yeah.
Last time I put
good investment.
Last time I put the all head Derrick Henry above Jeremiah Love. This time I'm putting Carnell Tate above Mike Evans. Okay, Mike Evans is at my 57. He just cannot stay healthy, and that's like the biggest thing for me. You're gonna have to score points for me throughout the whole season, or else I'm gonna be mad. See, now we're getting to 58 and 59. Caleb Williams is my 58. Caleb Williams, he's so clutch. He's gonna score you points. And then my 59 is Patrick Mahomes, coming off the ACL tear. I think you have to put Caleb Williams above him. Unfortunately, it's tough for me to do, but Patrick Mahomes, if you look at what he did, he was QB4, I believe, going into his injury. So I mean, he was popping off.
Yeah, he did
I don't
fine.
think this ACL tear is gonna really hold him back too much. Hopefully, he just hopefully what he needs to do is not run the ball
Yes.
to win the game. We need to get out of that system.
But what I'll say, out of everyone that's fucking fucked their knee up, tore their shit, I am the most confident about Patrick Mahomes. I feel like he's actually taken the time to recover, or he's had the perfect timeline out of everybody that's torn their shit. He has had time to rest, do other shit. I saw him at some World Cup games, so he's been walking around doing shit, recreational shit. So I think he'll be all right.
Part of the reason why, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has to be in your top 2 for quarterbacks of all time is just because he tore his ACL, and nobody was really worried. They were kind of just yeah, that was bound to happen, but he'll bounce back. What other person is gonna get that type of reaction from getting an ACL tear?
The only people that weren't like that were Denver fans, and they're just right in the copium of just saying he's done for, we're better.
Everybody else is just yeah, they were gonna miss the playoffs anyway, and also Mahomes is not gonna get held back from an ACL tear. Everybody else respects what he's got going on. But yeah, that's all the way down to 59 for me.
I'm going to hit this real fast. First and foremost, at 48, I've got Bashal Tutin at 48, 25 places above his
25
ADP.
25 places above ADP. Okay.
Listen, whenever Bashal Tutin came in last season, he was really, really good, and he's going to be the number 1 guy again. Travis Etienne is gone. This Jacksonville team is a team that, in my opinion, should have gone to the Super Bowl, and it was mismanagement of a game against the Buffalo Bills. I think genuinely that this Jacksonville team has a good shot at getting back into the AFC divisional round, and if not, into the divisional championship. I will go Zay Flowers next. Don't have a lot to say about it. He's a solid player. T. Higgins, again, they got to start strong for him to be that wide receiver number 20, which already seems a little bit low for him. We'll see what happens. Caleb Williams is my QB4 coming off of the board. He was so electric last season. He's going to be even more electric this season. That Chicago team is really building something special. Ladd McConkey is at 52 for me. If that line is healthy, Justin Herbert will find a way to get it to him, just like he did in his rookie season. But last season, that line was not healthy. Justin Herbert was running for his life, and they're not a very good broken play team. I mean, Jim Harbaugh is a very hard line. You do this, you do not stray away from this, and it just doesn't. If it was Pete Carroll that was coaching, I could see them going to the playoffs and making a run last season. They just weren't there. My tight end 4, I agree with everything you said about Colson Loveland, but you want to talk about tight ends that last season were in the tight end even number 1 position before he got an injury? That's Tucker Kraft. Coming back to this season, I think Tucker Kraft is going to stay healthy, and he's going to save Matt LaFleur's job, because without Matt LaFleur in this position, I think they're going to be a lot less successful, even though this past season they missed out on the playoffs when in the first 5 weeks of the year they looked like they were going to be the Super Bowl favorites. My next quarterback off the list at 54, QB number 5, is Jaden Daniels. Last season, he had a really bad year. I agree. Whole team banged up. And then he gets banged up when he plays the Seattle Seahawks, who ultimately won the Super Bowl. Losing to a team like that, the way that they did, especially when they're playing at home and the Seahawks come in with their fucking 1990s jerseys on away, you're just not going to beat that team. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And Jaden Daniels paid the price for it. He's going to be good this season, though. He'll be a good QB number 1 guy. Devontae Adams is next up. The unction. Come on now. Patrick Mahomes is next. Again, the same thing Cade said. He's going to be solid, but I just can't put him in the top 5 QBs for the season. I don't know why. I just can't do it. DeAndre Swift is next. I mean, we'll see. Kyle Mononga is really good. Carnell Tate is after that. Listen, all right. I'm not the biggest Titans fan. However, Carnell Tate is probably the best wide receiver off the board in the draft this year. And I'm talking about the NFL draft, not fantasy draft. He is so freaking talented. And if what's his face? Well, what's the fucking quarterback's name that was drafted first overall last season? That plays for the Titans. I can't remember right now for some reason. But if he can't find Carnell Tate, what was it?
Cam
Ward. Cam Ward. Thank you.
Cam Ward.
If Cam Ward can't find Carnell Tate, then I think this whole team is cooked. Colston Loveland is my number 59, tight end 5. I think that's a perfect spot for him. If you need a tight end into the draft right here, I think that's the guy you go to. Whew, that was a lot of words.
A lot of talking.
Christian, who you got? Yeah. Who you got in your 46 or 40? Well, I don't remember what it was.
It's 48 to 59.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we all have it kind of in the same ballpark. I think just depending on what you value more. 48 Zay Flowers. Yeah, he going to be all right. 49 David Montgomery, new team, fresh start. I think he'll be all right. Joe Burrow at 50 has to have a better start to the season, or else put the fries in the bag. 51 Ladd McConkey. I'm not too hyped about Ladd. He's been getting cooked the past couple of seasons, but maybe this is the season he can finally break out. And like y'all been saying about the offensive line, if Herbie has to be running around scrambling, they look pretty lost on everything. So hopefully they don't have to do that. Then at 52, Colston Loveland, I think it's just a solid pick. And he's one of the last few, I think, elite, or maybe the last elite tight end, in my opinion, for fantasy. 53, Jaden Daniels. I haven't seen too much of him. I know he's very talented, and I know his team was pretty banged up, so hopefully he can bounce back this year. You said 59? Okay, so and then 54, Devontae Adams, Unction. I completely believe in this man. 55, DeAndre Swift, move on. 56, no questions, no comments. 56, Carnell Tate, like you said, talented. Bullet to you. Carnell Tate. I actually don't know a lot about this guy. I just take everybody's word for it. I hope it's probably a good rookie to invest in. 57, Caleb Williams, really solid. Hopefully, Chicago can start coming in high. I can't really remember how they started their season, but I mean, they had a really exciting one and it was fun to watch. Kind of wish they made it further on, but it is what it is. I think they'll do fine. I think he'll do fine. And then, 58, Patrick Mahomes, just coming off of a heart injury and kind of a banged up KC team. But I think they'll be all right next year once they figure their shit out with all their new pieces and everything that's going on. And then, 59, Mike Evans, the worst of the unction, but, he'll be all right.
All right.
Okay. We are going to, I think I'm going to go down to 81.
60 to 81.
60 to 81. So
all right, here we go. Get ready for some rapid fire here. We're clipping this shit. This is for clips right now.
First,
you're gonna see this on your YouTube shorts.
And this one is really interesting. Rome Odunze. I think actually Rome Odunze is a really, really good pick here. Like really good. I could see him going even higher than this. But Rome is a genuinely good wide receiver and could be a very good wide receiver too on your team. And at this point, I mean, this could even be a flex play for you. So, Rome Odunze this late, really, really good. Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, same thing for Rome Odunze. I mean, it's genuinely just the same exact analysis. Jadarian Price is next. He could be a genuine RB1. Terry McLaurin, he's another wide receiver 1 in the league for Washington. They should have a bounce back year this year, and Terry McLaurin's a very, very good wide receiver. Then we have DJ Moore in Buffalo. He should be the wide receiver 1 in Buffalo, and it's with Josh Allen. Should always be valued very high. Then we got 65 Jalen Hurts. He is on here because of his touchdown upside. Tucker Kraft. Logan is right. If Tucker Kraft stays healthy, he could definitely crack into the top 2 for tight ends. I know I said before that David Montgomery was kind of like the last person I would really consider putting in my 1 or 2 for running back. So that might have been a lie because Tony Pollard is genuinely right there. I think Tony Pollard had a great year last year, and he's a solid player. Justin Herbert is QB9. He has a lot of options to go to, but not a lot. A lot of the options are just not proven yet. So it's interesting for him, but he also has legs on him, so there's some upside there. Then we have Brian Thomas Jr., solid player. Hopefully he has a bounce back year, but there's a lot of mouths to feed on Jacksonville. Brayshaw Tutin's right behind him. He's gonna be the one there. But we'll see what Brayshaw Tutin can do when the season starts. Then we have Luther Burden at 71. I think he could be a decent flex play, but he's not as good as Rome Odunze. But he's kind of like that guy that you have to put somewhere. But he's definitely decent. After that, George Kittle, I think tight end 6 is right where he's going to finish the season at. Jameson Williams is next. He has extremely high upside, but he's always a boomer bust option. I think it's going to be less of a boomer bust this season, but I still think that analysis is going to stand. He either goes really, really super off or he scores no points. Then next we got Jaylen Warren, a good RB for Pittsburgh. He's always just been like solidly a flex play. That's pretty much what you expect to see out of Jaylen Warren. Jordan Tyson is next, really high upside. Tyler Shuck is a really good quarterback. We'll see what Jordan Tyson can do as a deep threat for New Orleans. Rico Dowdle for Pittsburgh next. It's kind of weird because Jaylen Warren and Rico Dowdle are right next to each other, but it's going to be a split backfield. That's just how it's been in Pittsburgh. Chuba Hubbard is right after. Chuba should be the starter in Carolina, but Jonathan Brooks is right there behind him. But Jonathan Brooks hasn't played for like 3 seasons now, so we'll see what he has. Christian Watson is a really good receiver, but he needs to stay healthy. That's the biggest reason why he's at 78. But he has really high upside if he can stay healthy for an entire season. Next is RJ Harvey. We saw him do a lot of good stuff last year. So hopefully he just continues to do that. Genuinely decent. This is going to be his second year, I believe. So I believe it's still him and J.K. Dobbins, but J.K. Dobbins is super. I think he's like always super hurt. So we'll see if that kind of continues. Then next we got Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is an extremely good tight end. He's been kind of faded just because of kind of the volume that he gets from Atlanta. He had a few really pop-off games last year. And then right behind Kyle Pitts is Travis Kelce, farewell tour. It is what it is. But Travis Kelce should still have a decent season. Everybody said he was bad last year. He wasn't. He was consistently within the top tight ends every week. He's not what he used to be, but he's still better. He still cracks the top 10 easily for tight ends. Yep. And that's all the way to 81.
Okay, here we go. So, starting it off at number 60, I've got Joe Burrow at QB number 7. He's 9 spots down from his ADP at 51. I just think that he's going to start cold again, to be honest. David Montgomery, I've got at the RB number 26 at number 61, down 11 spots. I just don't think he's the same. He's still Knuckles, but Houston has perennially been the death for all running backs over the past couple years. Mike Evans, but at San Francisco, I think he's probably going to shine, to be honest with you. I think if you draft him, he's going to be a safe draft pick here. Could be a steal. I've got Kyle Pitts at 63. He just signed his contract, which means he's safe for the next 3 years, so he's not playing for a contract. I still think he's going to play at the same level he did last year, especially with Kevin Stefanski as the new head coach in Atlanta. We saw what he did with Harold Fannin Jr. last year and how he elevated him. I think that he's only going to elevate Kyle Pitts more. We've got Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 62, wide receiver number 25, or sorry, at number 64. I don't know. The Cardinals are just a big, huge question mark in the pass game, like they have been the past season as well. Terry McLaurin at number 65. He's got to stay healthy if he wants to be good. Romo Dunze should be the number 1 receiver in Chicago. I think this is probably the steal of the draft. If he falls to number 66, you should definitely pick him up. He's definitely better upside than wide receiver number 27. I'd put him in the top 15 easy. I got DJ Moore at number 67, wide receiver number 28. This is, again, going to rely on him being healthy. We'll see what happens. But he is the number 1 receiver in Buffalo, which we haven't seen a solid number 1 receiver in Buffalo in a long time. And we'll see if he can put up Stephon Diggs numbers like the Buffalo Bills of the past. We've got DK Metcalf at number 68, wide receiver number 29, 21 positions higher than his number 89 ADP. I think this is a bounce back year for DK Metcalf. I think Aaron Rodgers got to look at him more. Justin Herbert, I've got at 69. Let's go. We'll see what happens. The whole offensive line's got to stay healthy for Justin Herbert to be good. Luther Burden at number 70. This is going to be close between him and Rome Odunze. I think it's going to be pretty equal between the two, but I think Colston Loveland is probably going to beat both of them out, which is why I have them ranked so low. I've got George Kittle at tight end number 7 at number 71. We will see what happens again, but George Kittle has been so good over the past couple of seasons. Again, he's just got to stay healthy. I've got Brian Thomas Jr. at number 72. This is just a big old question mark again. He was so good in his rookie season, and then he had such a down year last year. Is it going to be one of those pendulum swings like, it has been? Or is he going to stay on the down end? I'm just not sure, which is why I have him ranked so low. Jalen Hurts at QB number 9. He lost A.J. Brown. I think it's going to be a big shift for him in the beginning of the season. I think he's going to end the season. He could be a league winner. He's going to be really strong at the end, but in the beginning, I think it's going to be enough for him to fall down out of the top 5 QBs. Tony Pollard at 74, RB27. He is going to be the number 1 running back, but the question is that line going to be good enough for him to run through? I'm just not sure. Jordan Tyson at 75, wide receiver, number 32. Okay, Jordan Tyson I thought was a really good draft pick. The only issue is he's had knee injuries the past 3 years. This New Orleans wide receiver room is a boom or bust depending on injuries. If he is injured, this whole team is going to crumble. But if both him and Chris Olave stay up and good, this whole team could win the NFC South. I'm just not sure what's going to happen. I've got Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle going back to back. I really just don't know what the hell is going to happen here. All I know is if you have one of them, you do not want the other. You do not want to have both these players on your team at the same time.
No.
Jameson Williams, I got 78. He's such a good deep threat. I think any Alabama product you have on your team is probably going to be successful as long as they're not a quarterback. I think Jameson Williams is going to have a solid season again. He's going to be a solid flex play for your whole season. Chuba Hubbard, I have at number 79. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch this. I'm going to put RJ Harvey at number 79. I think he's going to eke out Chuba Hubbard just because I think Jonathan Brooks is going to give Chuba Hubbard a run for his money. At RJ Harvey, I don't think there's really anybody in that backfield to really give any contest. RJ Harvey won me the league last season. And I think,
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Christian. I think he's probably got a good shot to do the same thing this next season too. And that brings me to number 80 with Chuba Hubbard. I think probably going to be good, but we'll see. I just don't know.
All right.
Let me take a sip of water.
All right. So number 60, I have Jadarian Price. I honestly haven't looked too much about him, but I think he'll be a dark horse in the league in terms of rookies and running backs. I think he'll do all right with Seattle. 61, Roma Dunze, just pretty solid wide receiver. I think Colston Loveland will shine through, but I think his spot still is pretty solid. Marvin Harrison, I see he been hitting the weights, and I mean, every year I feel like everybody gets hyped because it's just like we've seen what Marvin Harrison can do. It's just he's never healthy or he's like dropping the ball at random times. So hopefully Arizona can figure their shit out and he can bounce back. Um, 63 Terry McLaurin. I know he got like a big boom towards the end of the season with Washington, but everybody was hurt at that point and like doing random stuffs. But it'll be interesting to see how Washington bounces back and how he bounces back. 64 DJ Moore. I mean, new team. He was kind of getting outshined in Chicago a lot. Um, and I don't know. I don't really have too much an opinion. Will have to see. I'll have to see more about him. 65 Tucker Craft. He played amazing until he got hurt, unfortunately. And so it'll just be interesting to see how he comes back with that. Tony Pollard at 66. I actually fuck with Pollard a lot. He's kind of inconsistent, but like I feel like he's getting to a good point, and now he doesn't really have that much competition. He's the RB1. It is the Tennessee Titans, so you never know. It's not that reliable, but I don't know, something to put in your back pocket if you're able to get him. 67 Luther Burden. I think he has good upside. Pretty inconsistent, at least from what we've seen so far, and just with everybody else on Chicago, it's kind of hard for him to get out there. So I don't know. We'll have to see how they uh, work with him. 68. I have Justin Herbert. Pretty solid QB. Everything you want in a QB. Just got to stay healthy and hope the playbook works in his favor. 69, Jordan Tyson, young receiver. Interesting to note that he has knee problems for the past 3 years, so I'll keep that in mind. But I think he should be all right if he stays healthy. 70, I have George Kittle. Again, another guy that I'm just not really sure of because of a late injury, but I think he'll finish in tight end 6 for sure if he stays healthy. And San Francisco is definitely going to need him with their receiving room. Brian Thomas at 71. I actually don't know too much about Brian Thomas. I just know he's um, supposed to be a really good receiver, but has had injury-prone trouble and chemistry issues. But 72, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he just needs to bounce back. I don't know. I feel like the past couple of years he's been kind of limp dick, and his team just kind of carrying him. um, and it's just so annoying to watch all the tush pushes and all that. So that man needs to get back in the workout on the field, throwing that ball, throwing deep bombs to Devontae Smith. I don't know, work it out. 73 Bayshore Tune. I haven't seen too much of Bayshore Tune, so I don't really have too much an opinion. But everybody's been hype around him, and I just hope he does well. Jalen Warren, Rico Dotto. Don't want to talk about neither one of these bums. Keep it pushing. Well, Rico, I sold him early, but and I actually forgot he's on Pittsburgh now. But Pittsburgh is such a mess, and I don't want to stay away from Jalen Warren and Rico Dotto. That's all I would say. Just stay away. 76 Christian Watson. Just I've seen what he can do. He just needs to stay healthy. 77 have Jameson Williams. I think he's another like not a dark horse, but I think he's a solid flex player to have on your team. And if you can get him for the right price, I think he's just a solid pick overall. Uh, 78, I have Chuba Hubbard. I mean, he got brutally face mugged by Rico Dotto last year. Granted, he was injured, but he's really got to prove people wrong this coming year. Uh, but he did get paid, I feel like. Um, 79, I have RJ Harvey. I mean, he's had his misses for sure, and they do hurt when you watch him. But I think he has a high upside and another good flex to have on your team or stash on your bench. And then 80, the almighty legendary Kyle Pitts, franchise tag, had a pretty solid season, blew up towards the end of the season, and just hoping he can carry that over. That's what I got.
Alright.
Perfect.
Nice.
Do
Lovely.
you guys want to do for the rest of the 120? Guys, want to do like our sleeper picks and not go through every single one?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
Sure, yeah. Sleeper picks, okay.
So if you don't mind, I'll kick it off real fast.
Yeah, go for it.
At 81, I have Kyle Manungai. That's 20 places up on his 101 ADP. I have him at RB32 right behind Chuba Hubbard. I think if he could beat out DeAndre Swift, I think there's a really high probability that he's going to be a pretty good get in this draft at this point in the draft. I think that's some pretty good value for him. And if you want him, I don't think you should wait on it. I don't think there's really anybody here that could potentially get the boom or bust that you could get out of him.
For me,
Sleeper.
and the sleeper ADP, we're going off of like a fantasy calc, a rank, so it's we have like a little bit different things. But on sleeper, we have, I think one of the ones that I really like is, I mean, I guess for fantasy calc it's at 119, but I have Parker Washington going at 102. I mean, it's 17 spots above. I think Parker Washington is like really, really interesting. He had so many pop-off games last season, and I think I have 101 and 102 as Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington. I think both of them are really, really solid, and there's really no definitive wide receiver one over there. It's kind of just like everybody. So I really like both those guys going right next to each other.
Just to bolster your position here a little bit, Parker Washington is a return man for the Jaguars too. So if you're in a league that does return yards on punt returns and kick returns, he can really do a lot for you, to be honest with you. Like he had a couple of touchdowns on punt returns last year. And just getting those random punt return touchdowns is pretty crucial to winning your weeks. Just gambling on that. Having him in a flex is a really solid play. I like that a lot.
Just looking at ADP's rankings, I'm not sure when they would go necessarily, but I think some dark horses also for flex would be Quentin Johnston if Lad McConkey doesn't end up working out. A lot of the times, I feel like the ball share goes to him.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
So he could be a flex, and then just also Wandale Robinson real quick. If Cam Ward can pass the ball, I think he could be all right on Tennessee.
Wanda Robinson last season and Quentin Johnston were both top 5 receivers in the first 7 weeks of the year. So to put that in perspective, that's probably like 50 points a week that you're getting from those players for the first 7 weeks of the year. And if you can get them at this point, like past pick 100, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And it's just they're just those receivers that just have never gotten the ball, and I feel like they'd be clear, or at least wide receiver twos very strongly if they got the ball a lot more.
I'm gonna be a little biased here for my next dark horse pick. At number 89, I have Sam Darnold going. That's 56 places above his 145 ADP for fantasy calc. And sleeper ADP and ESPN ADP have him at 165 and 164 respectively. Listen, this dude won the fucking Super Bowl, okay? He kept his whole offensive line, and he kept all of his skills players save for his running back, who, he got him a lot of points, but I think, like I said, Jadarian Price is pretty much, if not better than Kenneth Walker. I think Sam Darnold has a really good potential to be a top 10 quarterback this season because he kept all of the pieces of the puzzle. And to be honest with you, with the way that this defense plays, which is loud and angry, I don't feel like they're going to lose a step. I know Sam Darnold has been like perennially the guy that you look at. It's like, oh, he's a fucking medium on the field. Like he could see ghosts, But the fact is, last season he really didn't do that. And I think that he's got a really good shot at being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think it would be not foolish to not pick him because, I mean, there is always that potential for him to play bad. but I think that the upside outweighs the negative. To at least have him as a backup.
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
definitely think Sam Darnold's name has been dragged through the dirt, at least in football news a lot. Like, or not dragged through the dirt, just like not really said anything. Like,
Yeah.
kind of forgot that he won the Super Bowl. Now, I will he be like the number one like point getter for you? Probably not, but he can get you a solid 16, 17 points.
Mm.
Uh, and maybe have those nights where he actually pops off, but. Um, Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's just every time I hear his name, it's kind of surprising. 'Cause I'm like, oh yeah, like he should be like a little bit higher. So
Yeah. I
yeah, you're
100%
saying, kid.
agree.
Sorry.
the last guy I have that's like a true sleeper is Josh Downs, with Michael Pittman leaving from
That's a deep sleeper,
Indianapolis.
and I kind of feel
Um,
it now
so
since Alec Pierce.
yeah, Alec Pierce is out, kind of. I mean, he's
Kind of.
like kind of. We don't know if he's going to be in or out, and then Michael Pittman's gone, so that really leaves Josh Downs as the alpha over there in Indianapolis. And I think if Alec Pierce is out for a couple weeks, I think Josh Downs could really cement himself as the wide receiver two there when Alec Pierce comes back, and be a really good target for Daniel Jones. So I think Josh Downs could actually be somebody that you can get below pick 100 and be in a really, really good spot to put him in your second flex spot. He's really interesting to watch this year, and he's been in Indianapolis for a while, so Indianapolis trusts him. So yeah, it's I think it's a good situation there for Josh Downs next season.
I
Yeah.
I have a couple more if you'll bear with me for a second. Um,
Go ahead.
two players that I think could be really good handcuffs this season that you can get pretty deep into these drafts. First of all, like you said, Tyler Algier. Second, I want to give a big push for Woody Marks because I think that Woody Marks also has been kind of his name has been dragged through the mud a little bit. I think that Woody Marks played really well for like the hand he was dealt last season, not really expecting to be the number one guy, and all of a sudden like being the number one guy in his rookie year. I think he might be able to see the field a little bit better this season, and he might even win out the starting spot over David Montgomery when you're not looking at like short yardage situations, because that's where you give it to your pounded in back. Um, Another player I want to give maybe like flex position play for is Rashid Shaheed. He's ADP at 152, pretty solid. He's a return man, and he also is the number 2 wide receiver in Seattle. He's a really good deep threat, and he has a really good potential to get you a lot of yards. But I think my number 1 sleeper this deep in the draft, I'm going to put way up at number 85, is Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh wow.
Geno Smith was able to get to the ball to Brock Bowers when he was healthy and elevate that team to a level that they probably shouldn't have gotten even a couple more wins than they did. But even in some of the losses, like we saw against Jacksonville, where Brock Bowers had a crazy game, it was Geno Smith finding Brock Bowers over the middle and just letting his tight end work. Kenyon Sadiq has that same kind of skill set, maybe not to the same level, but he's really, really good. I think that Kenyon Sadiq could be a potential top 10 tight end in this season in his rookie year, considering his body build and his skill set that he brings to the table. He's definitely the number 1 tight end in New York, and I don't know about all their wide receivers. I mean, they have Omar Cooper, who we're gonna have to see if he pans out with them, but yeah, I really like Kenyon Sadiq. I really like that draft pick. So
Yeah, I like that. I mean, just talking about tight ends. I mean, if you end up going really deep in the draft and you don't have a tight end, Sadiq I think is a good option. I think another good option is Barner, AJ Barner for Seattle.
mm-hmm.
I think he's like a massive sleeper. But if for whatever reason you're in the 15th round and you need a tight end, I think AJ Barner is a really good person to look out for there.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Marshawn Lloyd? RB2 for Green Bay, because if Josh Jacobs doesn't end up playing, then is that a good pickup?
Well, let me just say, Green Bay's really kicking themselves for getting rid of Emmanuel Wilson right now.
Oh yeah,
Emmanuel Wilson is now in Seattle, so he played really well when Josh Jacobs was out last year, and now that he's not there, I'm not big into Marshawn Lloyd, to be honest. I think you got to pick him up if you're getting Josh Jacobs, just because he can put up probably like top. If he's in the starting position for Green Bay, he's probably going to be in like the 17 to 23 area for RBs on that week. So I mean, it's a good pickup if you need somebody to go in there.
I do at this point now in this season regret having Trey Harris as my keeper in round 9. I am gonna still probably keep him at round 9 just in case he can pick it out. But Trey Harris, what do you guys think that maybe he takes a step up or what? What do we think?
Over in LA.
Trey
I mean,
Harris.
he has opportunity. Nothing's set in stone over there in LA right now. I
Yeah.
mean, nobody for the Chargers. There's no genuinely there is not a single wide receiver there that's like cemented in one, and that's one of the reasons
Yeah.
why Lad McConkey go. I mean, he's down at 42 now. So I mean, it's nothing good. I mean, who else is over there? We have
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson, he's definitely not set in stone.
And
And
then-
then I think Keenan Allen was there, but I don't know if he is anymore.
I don't know.
No, he's not. He's a free agent still.
And then you've also got Aronde Gadsden as their tight end,
That's
and
their tight end.
they also just got David Njoku as well.
Oh.
I definitely like David Njoku probably more than Gadsden. Gadsden had a couple of good weeks last year, but Njoku is that guy, kind of.
Yeah.
Love Njoku. So yeah, I mean nothing's set there. I think if he has an opportunity to play, it'll be good. But I think if you're looking at him, if you're looking at Trey Harris, like we're talking, that's 14, 15 round type of dart throw pick, you know?
Yeah.
Now, what about so the Miami Dolphins, right? We don't really know who the wide receiver 1 is over there right now.
Yeah,
they
that's
have
a good point.
They have Jalen Reagor. They have Kevin Coleman Jr. They have Jalen Tolbert. They got Tutu Atwell. They have Caleb Douglas, who I believe they just drafted out of Texas Tech. And they've also got Malik Washington. And Malik Washington was their wide receiver 1, or would be the wide receiver 1 because of Jalen Waddle leaving. But he's 5'8", and you know he kind of seems more like a slot guy to me. Whereas Caleb Douglas, if we look at his ADP, let's see here. He's not even on the fantasy calculator here, right? But Caleb Douglas, I think, could be, considering he is 6'3", he has a 40 time of 4.4. I think that could be a really good rookie draft pick out of this draft that could pan out to be one of the better wide receivers that this team builds around. Do you guys think that that could be a good pickup potentially?
To be honest, I think so. They picked Chris Bell in the 3rd round, I think, or 4th round, 3rd or 4th round. He's on the PUP list, so he's not going to be playing.
Mm-hmm.
One guy that's on there that kind of caught my eye is Jalen Tolbert. He used to play for Dallas, and Tolbert, he had to be the one there, not last season, but the season before when CD got hurt, and him and Kevontae Turpin actually played really, really well for Dallas over there. So I think Jalen Tolbert is somebody that I would more keep my eye on there. He's listed as a wide receiver 3 right now, but again, nothing over there is set in stone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in my opinion, if I was gonna throw a dart over there, it would probably be on Jalen Tolbert.
Mm-hmm.
But they've really got nobody that's really proven at all.
No, they don't. It's going to be an interesting one for them. They also hosted Clyde Edwards-Helaire for a workout too.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, if you think about Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Devon Achane, I think Devon Achane is just like, is like an S tier, type of running back, but Clyde Edwards is like the C tier of like that same like style of running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that does make sense if they want a guy that's kind of like that. I think Clyde is a decent pick to kind of like plug into the system that they made over there. But yeah, again, it's kind of weird. I don't think he's gonna start like instantly. Who else do they have at running back? Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright was pretty good. When he got a couple carries, I believe, in 2024 that were pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Dolphins are so weird. Other than Devon Achane, like I don't really have anything
Yeah.
on them at all.
It,
I mean, even
it
their
is
tight end
weird.
Greg Dulcich. I mean, it's not looking good over there.
Yeah.
Like Dulcich is a. I mean, he's not really a pass catcher. He's a good blocking tight end, but like it's just. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea how this team is going to shake out, like at all.
I don't either. It's gonna be it's really gonna be interesting for that team. I think though, because they're gonna be in negative game scripts like every single game, I think getting at least one of their wide receivers that's starting isn't a bad idea if you're struggling for wide receivers going into the year. You know, if you're looking at
Yeah.
late draft picks and you're like, man, I just don't like my wide receiver room right now, I don't think it's a bad idea to try to pick one of those guys up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And all of the guys are pretty young too. Like I believe Jalen Tolbert's like 27. Malik Washington is 25. I have no idea who this Theo Wees guy is.
Yeah, same. I've
Genuinely.
got no idea too.
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea who he is. I'm surprised they haven't tried to get somebody in from like a more, I guess, solidified guy in the league over there. I don't know what they are trying to do over there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're trying to rebuild, but right now it's not going very well.
Yep. I don't have a whole
You
lot
know
else.
who they
though.
could get
Who's that?
for a tight end? Cole Kmet. My God,
They
somebody
definitely
please get Cole Kmet off the freaking Bears, please.
That's so true. Somebody does need to trade for Cole Kmet, and if the Miami Dolphins don't, I question what their intention is for this season. Because that is a tight end to build your team around. He's still young, and he's on his rookie deal, so you have an ounce of club control with him too.
Yeah, and all he's doing is sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
and it pisses me off.
I don't really have a whole lot else though for today. I
No,
think
that's all I got.
we did it. That's a solid stream, y'all. What? How long have we been live for? Fucking like 3 hours.
It's been a minute. 2.5.
2.5 hours.
I feel it. Yeah.
Solid. Hell yeah, y'all. Well, I think that's gonna do it from us. We'll be back next week. I don't know what our plan is for next week right now, but we're gonna fucking do something. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, we will see you in the next one, y'all, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. We will see you later. And in that one.